we go. It's lift-off time. It's another Saturday. It's another Racing Post Live coming your way. We're with you up until the Grade 1 Ascot Chase. Who are you with? Shishkin, Fakir, Pick Dory. Will there be a turn-up? This is an interactive show. You can let us know. Dave Orton, thrilled to be back in the seat. Somewhere in the capital. On a Saturday, we come to you with the best live action. If something happens on the racecourse, we will react. Don't you worry about that. Like, subscribe, comment and share. You can do that by putting a thumbs up onto our YouTube channel. If you're watching on Twitter, anything, hashtag RP Live. Welcome along. What a party we're going to have this afternoon. Really, really good racing out there today. It's pretty quick ground, isn't it, at Ascot? We've just seen the first race there. Something that John Joe's been waiting for spring ground. Absolutely hosed up there. Some very, very good racing. I think one of the bets of the season. One of the bets of the decade runs at Ascot today. Who could that be? Get your selections in. We'll give you a good shout out. That's for sure. We'll be playing for this trophy here again. And we're doing a lucky 15 for charity. We've partnered up for the Injured Jockeys Fund all the way to Gold Cup Day at Cheltenham. Thrilled to say we're going to be covering Aintree as well, by the looks of it, as well. Right, who's with me? Well, some returning faces for you today. Would you believe it? It's been a wee while. She's been all over. Well, she's been to Antigua for a month, really, as you do. Natalie Green joins me back. How are we, dear?
Wonderful. I knew you were going to bury me immediately. She's been away
there's plenty of that happening this afternoon. I'm excited.
Basically, this show, Dave, is just going to take the urine out of me.
Yeah.
I thought about that, didn't I? Because I have been in Antigua for a month. Doesn't that sound really jet set? Like, ooh. So thanks, Dave. You've mullered me there.
Yeah,
I've had a wonderful time.
Half of the racing population was out there, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. Actually, loads of racing folk got out there. It's just a nice time of year to be away, but I'm very lucky. But I must admit, I'm keen to be back at work. It's really nice.
And with the bear, of course. Here he comes in.
The bear.
The winter bear, still there. You cut yourself shaving again, haven't you? As usual.
It wouldn't be me if I hadn't cut myself shaving coming in. But no, good to be back, obviously, Dave. And a great day's racing, isn't it? What a day we have got in store today. Last week, I actually said to Keith Melrose, Melrose, I said to him, has there been a worse Saturday's racing than last week's one?
Pretty awful, wasn't it?
A bunch of odds-on favourites, all at Newbury. But this week, it's like night and day, isn't it? We've got a proper day. We've got Shishkin.
Hurdle was a good affair, wasn't it? Chris Gordon winning it. Hot. Chris, didn't he? Spoke to him yesterday on What Shout. He was Orcan Risk,
One good race, yeah.
One good race, yeah.
Yeah, it's not the same. This weekend is special, isn't it?
It is.
Great. I mean, I know the conversation, like always, is ground this, ground that, but actually the quality of the racing and the race is
well, I actually really like jumping on good ground.
Yeah,
because they go a little bit quicker, it tests the jumping a bit more, and as long as it's safe, I don't really have a huge issue with it, but a lot of trainers do, obviously.
It's quite nice when you see them springing off the ground rather than going through a...
Oh yeah, I mean, I dislike seeing horses, slogging home at a walk in heavy ground. This is much more exciting for me. So as long as the ground's safe, I don't really see what the problem is.
Look, of course, we are closing now fast, aren't we? On the spring festivals, Cheltenham being less than a month away now, isn't it? Yeah, less than a month away. In fact, it will be ending in a month. We're already getting.
That's amazing, isn't it?
Already getting fears about that. All right, look, here's what's coming up on today's show for you. We kick off with the Reynolds Town Novice Chase. That's cut up. It's a race that often does cut up. A former RSA pointer, the Brown Advisory now, as it's called, of course. I think the winner of that has already run. But could we see a shake-up there? Of course, you'll remember in the Reynolds Town last year, Corrit Rambler didn't get round and went and won the Ultimate, didn't he? Yeah.
Was he well back for that Reynolds Town last year? Some tells me there was a bit
I think every time he ran, he was well back last year.
In that day at Ascot.
He wins the National, doesn't he?
No, I don't think so.
He wins the National.
He gets too far behind, don't he?
Oh, I'm telling you, you've heard it here first. He wins the National.
The bet of the century.
You've been hearing it for a while and you know to back it out there. Well, then we're going up to Haydock. Can't wait to go Haydock. There's a bit of juice, actually, underground, at Haydock, which is great for Bristol de Mai fans.
It should be. It's Haydock, isn't it?
If Bristol de Mai wins today, will he sign out? Is that it?
I don't think so.
Do you remember when we kept getting the news at the Racing Post that as soon as Davey rides his next big winner, he's out? That's it. That'll be it. I think this is it with Bristol now.
Yeah, well, I don't think so, though. Why?
Well, they're hoping... Well, wasn't there a story that we ran a quote from Twisters yesterday? I think it was us. That he said, we're desperate for this ground to sign him off in style.
Right.
He's getting on, isn't he? I mean, we've got a 15-year-old running today.
Your own question.
What do you mean? Well, look, I'm here to ask the questions. I know what I think. I know what I think.
He's young compared to
We're
Regal
going
Encore.
to have to bear with Natalie today.
I think he's a bit sharp for us. Me and you were like, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
What?
Right, we've got the Swinley handicap where the 15-year-old does run. Regal Encore, wrong JP horse. But is there a horse that you associate with Ascot more than Regal Encore? A lot of people say, why are they still running a 15-year-old? You can answer this one, horsey person.
Yeah, well, I suppose if they've still got the love for it and the horse has still got the spirit at home, I think there are the odd exception where you do listen to the horse. What was the Ruth Carr horse that was still in the flat at 11? Dubai Dynamo or something like that? And the horse wanted to do it. And I do think,
on the flat, of course.
Dubai Dynamo.
There is such thing as flat racing, isn't it? It's hard to remember.
I did say flat, to put it into context. But if this horse is showing enough zest at home, then sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes when you retire them, they do go a bit depressed, a bit down. They need a job to do. These horses have done it their whole life.
I mean, you look at some horses and think, just retire them.
Yeah, of course you do. But if they're not showing those signs, I don't think it's cruel. I think if they're looking okay, I think you can give. It's just the strange thing.
And especially those under the Martins Town banner, right?
Yeah.
They're so well looked after, aren't they?
Exactly.
So, yeah, I
Well,
agree.
Richie McLernan on board because obviously he's broken his leg.
Oh, man. So, yeah, of course. Who takes a ride on?
Aiden.
Aiden's got it. All right, that'll be interesting. All right. Look, we've got a Grand National Trial coming up. Feverish betting race, that is quite right. Kingwell Hurdle. Thrilled to say they've moved that to 3:12. Select Field, who wins it? And the Ascot Chase as well. There's the 3 o'clock race somewhere along the line at Ascot as well, and that is the one that I'm very excited about today. The bet the decade runs in that.
What? In what?
In the 3 o'clock race.
Okay.
You and Tom Seagull have put up 50 ball, haven't you?
Yeah.
You're very clever.
Yeah, it's
But
funny
you're
right
not-
now.
but
yeah.
you are
Who
not.
have you put up? I'm trying to guess.
Oh, Natalie Green, you should.
I think I
More about
know.
this. A reminder about the Members Club, 50% off. Oh, Martin Wilson, and this is where you can get involved, guys. Look, have your shout out today. Your chance to have your voice heard on a big Saturday. We'll get it out there.
Welcome back, Natalie. Oh, thank you, Martin Wilson. Oh.
I'm afraid you're slightly down in the pecking order on the welcome backs. Because, of course, I had a day off. And Danny Archer, wasn't he great? Last Saturday, we love the Arch. He'll be joining us on the first day of Cheltenham, I can tell you that. All right, OK. And this, of course, we'll be playing for this. Shall we see what the scores were on the doors last weekend? Who won it? Oh, Kate Tracy did the Archer.
Well done,
I tell you
Kate.
what, the tipping team, domestic tipping team, have been letting the side down so far on this show. I'm unbeaten. I should just get that out there.
Yeah.
I am unbeaten, Natalie Green.
You won't win today.
Oh, yes, come on, let's have some fighting talk. Shall we get some business out of the way? We're going to put on, and this is you, G-Rod, of course, showcasing the Racing Post app. We're going to show you all about the app today. As new stories come in, we'll break them, we'll digress them, we'll talk about them, debate everything out there. Anti-post moves, if there are any out there. Let's face it, that Ryanair is a right old mess, isn't it? An absolute horlicks of a race at the moment. But today, we finally, and when you've been waiting to do the racing previews, all the show, I'm doing the Ultimate Guide, I'm doing our pull-out previews, all that sort of stuff. The Ryanair has been giving me a right old headache.
Yes.
Don't go there, because I know you've put one up, stupid one you've put up, but you had to write something, I suppose. But I've been waiting, and I think Fakir Do Dairies will take that out today. But listen, let us know again. Get your tips in. Have you got any yuckers out there? We'll have it. 50% off your first 3 months as well. Getting good at this QVC stuff, aren't I? 1998, basically. It's mad. It's all there. You've got to have it. Unparalleled stuff, digital edition at 9 a.m. and all that sort of stuff. There's the market. Look, you'll get the starting prices as they update for each of the horses. Proper hot pot in here. But can we put the Lucky 15 on now, Mission Control? We've got Sam Hart and Dave Lowe in the studio today. What could possibly go wrong? And the Lucky 15, we came very close to winning it, G-Rob, when it was me, you, and was it Posty? Who was in with us?
Me, you, and Batch.
And Batch, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, get it right. Batch will be living. He'll be watching this as well.
You won. Your 1-1.
Yes.
My 1-1.
Your 1-1 at a good price.
Batch's 1.
Yes. And
The viewers let us down.
Oh, that's gutting.
because we give you a chance at the top of the show, and if you've missed out, next week, come on, because we like the public. Final leg of the Lucky 15. So let's get involved. And I think we've got some really strong shouts coming up on the show. Should we do them in time order? And hopefully Mission Control are telling me what is in time order. Mine's in the 3 o'clock.
Yeah, well, if we're doing them in time order, then I think we're starting with the viewers' selection.
We are. We go to Haydock.
Which
And the
is at
poll was
Haydock.
out there, G, and it was Ashdown Lab, wasn't it? Who the Skeltons are hoping will, along with Lamilos, give him a very strong shout in the Grand National. But he's
Yeah.
running back over hurdles today.
What do you think of this one?
solid. I think the more moisture in the ground. I just don't know why he didn't win at Warwick, really. I know he came up against an improving strong mare in Glimpse of God.
Yeah, I was at Warwick that day. He was quite easy to back near the off.
I'm amazed you can remember anything about that day.
He travelled like he was going to win. And then he just got out-battled by Glimpse of Gala.
This used to be, believe it or not, in old days, a real pointer towards the Stayers Hurdle at times, didn't it? But it has cut up a lot. It's usually a slog in the mud. It's not going to be that today. He would like that. So, but look, you've spoken, and in Skelton's on Saturday we trust, and we're happy to put that in as the first leg. Yeah.
I don't think that'll win anyway. But good luck to you, viewers, and let's hope it does for our charity.
We'll also be talking about the punter versus pro today, won't we?
Yeah, we'll talk about that after. Phoenix Way is my nap of the day.
Very happy to hear that, Graeme Rodway.
I'm hoping they're going to get a good pace there and just sneak him into the race. He obviously
massive chance.
Won there last year off the same mark.
It's a near nap.
Near nap, yeah. So the next one is your one, isn't it? 3 o'clock at Ascot. Come on, reveal it.
Who do we fancy in the 3 o'clock?
It's my turn, isn't it?
It's Jenny from the block.
I don't think it is.
I thought it was your turn.
I think it's you.
You.
But you fancy it as well.
I do, but I'm going next, so I've got to give you the 3. I'm taking the 3:35.
The bet of the decade is running at Ascot today, and it's called J-Lo.
I agree.
Right? And this...
J-Lo, like Jennifer Lopez.
Correct.
Yeah, because it's D...
Brilliantly named.
J-E-L-O, isn't it?
Jello.
Clever, like...
Jello. It's J-Lo, right?
Jello.
This ran at Sandown last time. When we were on the show, the Snowdon horse won it. I can't remember his name. That was reverting from fences. By the way, how good was that mare in the week for Jamie Snowden? Oof, you wear it well. We might have another British novice winner there.
Wear it well.
Anyway, at the Cheltenham Festival, watch it back. Go to your members section. Get on your replays wherever you watch them. Charlie Deutsch, there is a plan with this horse. In any other year, this might have run in a Betfair hurdle if had they got it up there classy enough to run it. You now need four runs, right, to run in these big handicaps. This is the 4th run. I'm not saying he should have won at Sandown, but he clouted the last. He gave him a lot to do over 2 miles. And he's over 2 mile 3 here. Good Risk at All won. You remember this race last year, and then all of a sudden was favourite for all the Coral Carp and the Martin Pipe and all that sort of stuff. This chap, with Shane Quinlan on today, is a conditional. I think this will be going to the boys.
Did you write this analysis here, Dave? Jello?
I didn't. I was on the show. But was it
show.
Marcus Buckland? I think it might have been.
Was it?
Yeah, let's get it on the screen. Who wrote that analysis? Let's have a look. I think it was Marcus Buckland, one of our analysts out
I don't
there.
think it actually says.
It won't say on the app.
Anyway, Jello, you want, yeah?
6-1.
I just make the point that Tom Seagal and I both think that 50 Ball will win this race, Dave. So
you need a crystal ball for your selections if you're thinking that, mate.
We think you're wrong.
Doesn't J-Lo need softer ground, says Tom Leach. No, I think he'll be absolutely fine on this. If you look at when he won his race for them, it was a fairly sound surface, Tom, out there, believe it or not. You are right in thinking that I had to check that twice because it's these colours and it's a Venetia horse. They've also got the favourite for the Grand National trial, haven't they? Plantain Collins, who does want a bit of soft ground. But honestly, this chap could not have been more impressive in defeat last time. Charlie Deutsch just thought he was going to get there and he whacked the last. And you watch him running on. I'm just so convinced
it was a hash at the last one. It couldn't have gone any worse. I mean, the only thing you could say is it was a slightly wasted golden opportunity, wasn't it, under penalty? Like, it's frustrating if you were the owner.
They punted him as well for that race, he was sure.
Yeah, you'd be frustrated because it was one of those golden opportunities.
What's he gone up, a pound?
Yeah, exactly.
He's very well handicapped, this horse. I know it's a feverishly competitive race, but this...
And he did also
This will win like Good Risk
too much energy in the first part of the race.
Yeah,
and
Ascot's perfect for it.
Yeah, I agree.
Everything is perfect. I haven't seen a horse like this in a long time that I've just gone, they've got it absolutely nailed. It was 9-1 yesterday.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's me. I can't make a stronger case for that than I possibly have done. Natalie Green whacking the treble.
Yes, so my treble is... that was quite a nice link. You said that sometimes when you see a horse. The very first day I saw Facadoo for Joseph O'Brien was at Cork, and I just remember saying to my husband, I really like that horse. There's a certain horse I like, and I really liked it, and I was waxing lyrical about his first run at Cheltenham. It was a creditable 4th, wasn't it? I mean, I was hoping...
In the Supreme?
Yeah, I mean, I was hoping...
He won there as a juvenile hurdler, didn't he?
I was being a bit ballsy, probably hoping... Yeah,
I backed him that day.
Yeah, I was really...
I backed him.
But the 4th was good. Then, since that Cheltenham run, 2019... He's never been out the top 4.
Yeah,
Not only has he never been out the top 4, he's pretty much 1 or 2. So you could arguably put out a bold statement saying this has to be one of the most consistent top performers currently out there, and I truly believe that.
He's an 8-year-old. He's only just rising 8, and yet he's the OG of the party here,
Yeah.
isn't he? The original gangster.
Yeah, yes.
Whatever that means. But he is the one. I'm just surprised he's not favourite. Okay, maybe I'm not surprised because Shishkin comes back. People.
Shishkin's a superstar in his own right. It's just the Tingle Creek was enough for me. But I also see the positives of the wind up and the tinkering and the getting right.
Fakir should be fast.
Would I be absolutely gobsmacked? I want Shishkin to run better. Of course I do. I'm not I love horses. But Fakadudari, for me, I've always loved him. I'm not going to change my mind now.
You're getting a price, aren't you? You won it last year. He's fine on the ground, I think, as well. And I'm hoping that this is enough now. Now that his old nemesis, Alaho, is out, obviously.
That was sad. That was really sad. That was just...
There was an air of inevitability about it, wasn't there? We've got 5 minutes to the first, by the way. So
that's probably one of my favourite horses to watch jump, Alaho. He is the neatest, brilliant jumper. So when I kind of read that when the story broke, I was like, darn it.
Yeah, I like Alaho.
I just love watching him jump round.
Yeah.
It's just a bit of joy.
So are we putting this
Anyway,
on?
should we put it on? We've got Ashtown Lad, we've got...
Good job we got you.
Phoenix Way, we've got Jello, and we've got Fakir Duderi.
Yeah.
And we're going to go for a lucky 15, aren't we? So right down the bottom here.
We're not only going to go for it, we're going to win.
Going for a win?
Ooh.
I know you like a cheeky sort of each way on some of these small...
I think we can go each way because Fakir's 9-4. And that will be fine. I think we should go each way because this is for charity, of course. Look, we're only betting small here, guys. Please, you're lucky 15. Safe gambling is our MO here, very much so. And I've said bet a decade and all that, and that caused our senior producer actually to spy a couple. It's like, duh! But what I mean is, I've never seen such a clear opportunity for a horse to win. But don't go putting the odds on it. There's another 14 runners in it. Okay, safe gambling. You've got Cheltenham festivals coming up and all that sort of stuff. We're in that sort of in between silly season moment as well, aren't we? We've got 2 more weekends, haven't we, before it goes right? Nothing's running.
January was weird as well, wasn't it? Because while I was on a sun lounger, you all had that frost.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. So I was had man flu because of that frost, but you're fine.
So, but I know that halted a lot of things. But then
I'm glad that you found it so
but
funny,
then
strikes and all that sort of thing. And probably they couldn't spell the word over there, could they?
Basically, the country shut down in January.
It did.
It was everything.
What's so
I was on the
funny
phone to
about
my
that?
mum and she's like, this is broken, that's broken. My Christmas presents arrived in
It is laughable, you're right.
halfway through January. But then there's always a positive to every negative that then we were treated with some wonderful racing once it
Because
resumed.
the bottleneck, absolutely. Yes. Right, so are we on, first and foremost?
Yeah.
How much did it pay?
The lucky 15 was over £1,280.
For a £30 outlay.
For a £30
Wow.
outlay.
That's 300 Jockey's fun, so we're cheering that today out there, and good luck with Ashtown Lad. That's your public selection out there. Keep your suggestions coming in.
Are we going to have a play in this race here, Dave? This 150 at Ascot. There's only 3
We're
in it.
not going to have a bet in this race. I can't believe there's only 3 in this. I mean, it is a race that usually cuts up, as we said. Bold Endeavour, who now strides onto the track. Nikki Henderson and team had their just second and third, but they had a short price favourite turn over in the first. He'll love the ground, this chap. They absolutely will eat it up. Will he stay? That's the question. You've got the winning machine that is Canondo Quetta.
Why can't we do a forecast? 3-1-4.
Look, don't get clever already. Look,
Tricast. A trifecta.
Yeah.
You could, of course, play this race. There are many ways to do it.
Can you play a trifecta in a 3-runner race?
I mean,
God knows.
Mission Control have said to me, no team bet here, guys, because we're just,
The one good,
I think the Fab wins, by the way, but I'm not going near him at that price.
The one good thing about this race for you, Dave, is that as long as they jump round, then your selection's going to score at least 1 point in the competition.
Well, we are, of course, playing for the Cup. So
Yeah.
we have to give selections in this
It's
race.
5 points for a win, 3 points for a second, and 1 for third, is it?
Correct. You should know a lot about the third place finishes.
Yeah, right.
You are racking them up, G-Rod. So Bold Endeavour is a beautiful looking horse. Nicky inherited this guy off Laura Morgan, and who didn't do a bad job with him at all. They paid a lot of money for him, these guys, and he won at Leicester, and then he followed up at Newbury, didn't he? And he's got a free going way about him. Oscar Elite is quite interesting in here, actually. You would say he was the one with the real form in the book. He doesn't always produce, hence the fact he's the outsider a lot. You like the winning machine.
I'm incredibly pleased, Dave, you said that free way and go, because the one thing I would say about Bold Endeavour is he's very light on the ground. He's a very nice mover. I'm impressed. I really am. Be 190 grand at the Goffs in November 2020.
Yeah.
I mean, that is, to me, monopoly money, isn't it? I mean, it's crazy. I'm very keen on Kinondo Quetu, which I really
This is a Posty graduate.
The only thing I would say...
Watch out for his social media.
And I'm not... I seriously do like... He's got a turn of foot. That Aintree race, okay, yes, there are only 4 runners, but look, it's a good race, isn't it?
You love the ground?
It's hard to say. It's hard to knock this horse no matter which way you look at it. But when they have won 6, being the pessimist, you're waiting for the one they don't win. But I'd like to think in a field of 3, and I really like the horse. I really hope this isn't the day that consecutive run.
And this is such a big moment for the England stable, isn't it? It will take them to the next level. It does seem like a good story, and Jonathan rides as well.
So you and I are on Bold Endeavour, and Nat is on Commando.
I thought you might have gone for Oscar Elite. A lot of people put him up in the Coral Gold Cup, the old Hennessy, including me.
He's a very strong traveller, this Commando Quetu. I love that, and I love his attitude. So fingers crossed like Dave's for the Englands as well.
I actually really fancied a non-runner.
I know,
JJ Riley, but he's not going, so I've gone on Bold Endeavour instead.
Right, off we go then. All right, Does He Know won this last year, remastered one this last year, a year before that, Rocky Creek, but we haven't really seen any ripples in the Cheltenham Festival Roll of Honour for a long time in this race. If you do a deep delve into it, there used to be loads of horses that would go and follow up at Cheltenham in the old RSA as we know it. And Bold Endeavour doing what he loves best, over fence 2. Up he comes, a little bit short into it. Oscar Elite on the outside. He's a horse that needs to see a bit of daylight. Harry Cobden's got a good relationship with this horse. It'll be interesting to see what he can do in a small field, because he usually goes up against these massive fields, doesn't he?
Yeah, he don't always find a lot.
He was very good in the Ultima, considering he had to go all the way wide. And I thought in his comeback, I mean, Tom Park thought this was a good thing before we went to Newbury for the
He bled from the nose
Cup,
at Cheltenham, though, didn't he? And
he has had a few issues.
That, look, they can do things now, but it's not the most attractive. I mean, bleeding's, it's hard, but I'm not saying a horse can't get over it. I'm just saying it's not the dream, is it? When he bled from the nose to still get 3rd, obviously, of 24 in the Ultima.
Yeah, well, I mean, what's it worth, this race? I mean, it's still, it's not what it was, but it's 30 grand to the winner, and it's an interesting bit of placing this by Nicky. The horse was due to run. I think they pulled him out a couple of times during the ground. How are you feeling about Kinondo? He's just nicely tucked in on the inside. Yeah,
it's my kind of race, isn't it, Dave? 3 horses, at least I know which one they all are.
You can call this if you like.
I can. Nice up position there. Lovely to see Bold Endeavour, those ears prick, really wanting to take on his fences. Like you said, even though Bold Endeavour's got close in a couple, that's just clever. You don't need to wing every single one, but lovely to see him so enthusiastically. But yeah, Kinondo here just looks pretty happy, reached for that one a little bit, but not a lot to say. They're nicely grouped together, and he's on the inside there. So yeah, I'm not disheartened yet. Anyway,
do you think? I mean, look, if the handicapper's right, this should just be straightforward for the front running Bold Endeavour.
Yeah, he's 145, isn't he?
He's got what £8 in hand of Kinondo Quetu, but Oscar Elite on his day is a proper 145 horse, I would say. I think he's handicapped to win a race. It's interesting he's coming in. He's obviously a second season novice as well. Maybe he has had a few problems. Look, just look if Joe Tizard's had a winner recently. Thank goodness he has. The Ligerian one in the week for him, because it would have been getting towards, what's going on there? It's not been the most straightforward for the yard over the last couple of seasons, has it?
No, it goes like that, doesn't it? But Bold Endeavour, just like you say, on his class, and he stand out on the ratings. I do agree with that. Could you even say standard at this trip? But then he did win his point-to-point over 3 miles, so it's not really a question. And I suppose this isn't too grueling. We said ground-wise, it's quite nice with a horse like this. It's got quite a high knee action. He's just sort of bouncing off. So
yeah,
what are we making of the ground, people, as we pass the stands for the first time?
Generally speaking, Nicky's like good ground, don't they?
Yes, absolutely. And I think the facilities.
Is that your way of answering me and saying it's good ground, Dave?
Probably.
Well, what does
they
it look
work
like?
on good ground, don't they?
They've watered obviously at Ascot this week. Thank goodness at the moment he still looks like he's running, doesn't he, in the 3:35? You know who I'm talking about, everyone. And let's have a look at the crowd as we go past.
So I don't want to get any further back here, Dave, on my horse. Just want to keep the attention and to keep that luster. That's probably, again, the only problem with a really small field. You've got to keep these horses interested. They want the hustle. He probably just thinks he's doing a piece of work. He needs to keep the hustle and bustle. So
you've got to be thinking about Nico at the moment on Bold Endeavour. He's never been over this far.
Yeah.
While he does, at Leicester, which is a tough hold home straight, over 2 mile 4. He looked a little bit vulnerable. Then he went again. I'm sure he will stay, but he's got to be conscious of pressing the button too soon, isn't he?
It was 3 miles, but it's a totally different ball game.
You never know with the points, do you?
No, you don't.
It can be done on Chester, can't it? It's a weird sort of thing that they don't always stay. Appreciate It, for example. Good, it's top pointer. Doesn't get 3 miles anywhere near it. Okay, and he wasn't that clever there, Bold Endeavour.
He does just get a bit deep, doesn't he,
out?
some of them?
Yeah.
He's not a flashy jumper, is he, Bold Endeavour, at all? He's
Harry Cobden thinking about putting some pressure on now as we're going to Swinley bottom then. And okay, he caught blimey. He's got his own way of going over them, isn't he?
It's a big high one.
I'm getting a bit more excited now on mine.
Jump.
That was a weird jump.
And all the time, the eyes are drawn to the winning machine that is Kinondo Quetta. This is a massive rising step for the England stable, but at the moment, he's doing everything right. I mean, let's have a look on the exchange what he's gone at the moment.
He's got a nice way of going, hasn't he? Like, he's relaxed. He just keeps his head out in one sort of
It's Oscar Elite,
position.
the one that they think might just be starting to feel the pressure of, if you're going on these exchange wizards out there. This is where it starts to get tough, G. They're basically now climbing all the way, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all the way uphill from Swinley bottom, which is where they've just left. There's about 4 or 5 in a row, isn't there, from now along this section.
Tell you what, is this going to win?
Mine?
Yeah.
I hope so.
You would just want
travelling, isn't
if
it?
you're Jonathan England, you want Harry Cobden to go and put some pressure now on Bold Endeavour.
Do you want to be on this favourite now?
I would not. Let's see what he's going in on the exchange at the moment. He's gone out to about 10 to 11 now, and he looks vulnerable. That might even be going at this point. All of a sudden, Oscar Elite, who does have that top handicap form, of 118 days we haven't seen Kinondo Quetta ride. It wasn't it? First bit of pressure for the winning machine in third place, and when will fitness start? He's having a blow, Kinondo Quetta. But this, I tell you what. This could be a very interesting horse still for the Cheltenham Festival if you think that there are handicap weights about to be revealed. Right, they're all covered in about 2 lengths at the moment.
It's going to be a thriller, Dave.
Oscar Elite, all of a sudden, the knees out. Oh, he's about to take his measure.
Oh,
Looks like he's about to get outstayed. Kinondo Quetta at the moment is outpaced. And Oscar Elite, I tell you what, he banked that.
He doesn't always find much, Dave. He doesn't find a lot, this Oscar Elite.
I tell you what, but he's holding in to get a look at the moment. Kinondo Quetta's fallen in a hole. He won't be winning today unless...
Trying to nurse him home.
Terrible drama at the final fence. Here we go.
Go on, go on.
I tell you what, he got over that better, Harry Cobden. What a good ride this is. He waited and he waited and he waited. And the outsider of the 3, the old moniker, comes good as Oscar Elite finally produces that performance back in novice company today, and he has outstayed Bold Endeavour by around about 6 lengths at the line. Looking for Kinondo Quetta.
And you might be waiting a while.
Blimey, we didn't even see him passing the line. Let's hope he is all right. That was a fitness issue for him, that is for sure. Oscar Elite then, strongly fancied for the Coral Gold Cup, what we know as the Hennessy, in November, hasn't produced, pulled up last time. Harry Cobden finally gets his day. Graeme, Rodway.
Yeah, he travelled really well, didn't he? And absolutely bolted up. You've got to be disappointed, I think, with the other 2, though. I think the race has rather fallen apart, hasn't it? I don't really like the way that Bold Endeavour jumps his fences. He doesn't look natural to me. He's a bit high and he gets in deep, and Kinondo Queto's run well below form.
Yeah.
That looked like a case of needing it, didn't it, to my eye? Or do we just think that he's just not actually...
Wasn't very good, was it, Dave?
Very tired, isn't he? Look at him.
He's
2 out, it wasn't very good.
Well, the moment they started going for it, 3 out, I don't know, he just fell in the hole a bit, didn't he? But look, that's the Reynolds Town done. This chap, well, what's he in? Let's have a look.
How awesome was Oscar Elite at the last when he said, no, we go now.
And he did produce.
It was a heck of a stretch. When we see the actual photographer pictures of that is going to be front legs. I probably see it now, are we?
Yeah.
Front legs out. I mean, look at this. He's going, yeah! I mean, he reached for that. What
Superman
a gutsy boy.
dies.
That was awesome.
Tired horse can't do that, can they?
I agree. Because they can't, because they go in deep.
He must have had something left in the tank, mustn't he?
If you're the Tizzards and the connections, he's not in the Brown Advisory, by the way. And he was 3rd in the Ultima last year. And the Ultima was won by Corrick Granblue, who unseated in this race. He 135 today. He's £3 lower. So what's he going up for that? 7?
Oh, down it.
Well, hang on a minute. He's beaten a horse that's rated £10 superior according to the handicapper. He beat him well.
Can't you argue that they looked particularly?
You can argue as long as you want, but
really below.
How much does he go up for that, people out there? Let us know what you think.
Depends what you think that the Bold Endeavour's run to, doesn't it, really?
What would you go?
I'm not sure that he's run to 145, so he's probably run to 140, maybe.
OK, all right, we must move on. That's Ascot done and dusted. Let us know your thoughts about that. We'll have a little breather at some point. Been a busy old week, news-wise again, hasn't it? Out there, we shall have our say about some of that halfway through the show. There's the winner then, Oscar Elite. if you were playing the multiples out there and all that sort of stuff. Bold Endeavour, and we're hoping that Conor and Quetta did actually finish. We'll get the result up pretty shortly, but we've moved on now because Haydock is upcoming. And this is your leg of the Lucky 15 coming up. And it is Ashtown Lad in the Rendlesham, over 3 miles. Funny old market this has been so far, because Ern River finds himself towards the top of the market now, as you can see there, 3-1. Itchy Feet, wasn't that marvellous last time? Did you back him last time?
I didn't.
Keels put him up.
Keels put him up. Yeah, I have a feeling that
Fiendish Paul Keeley.
I have a feeling that I might well have backed him if I'd had a good look at that day, because he's the sort of horse that I like a back class dropper. But
he was a serial loser up until that. It turned out all he needed was hurdles.
Well, he's always been a bit of a weird horse. Now, let's not forget he's got a bit of a mind of his own, old Itchy Feet, hasn't he? But he's got loads of ability.
He does, but he's not a very good jumper over the bigger obstacles. He's so sketchy.
You look at some of his form, though, even that second to Brave Man's Game, who's, now a proper Gold Cup contender, he should have been winning races after that, shouldn't he? We've got Ern River then, Wind Operation, a horse that didn't quite cut the mustard over fences, now reverts to hurdles. Got a funny way of jumping them, I think, for my mind. I'm going to take him on. Green Book, of course, who won that race at Sandown for a successive season a fortnight ago. He comes back up to the big league. Ashtown Lad for you guys out there, and the Injured Jockeys Fund. We will be giving that some welly about that one, but let's find out about individual selections then, because Elvis Mail is out as well. You've got Inishaw, the outside of the lot. And your old mate Wackall's in here as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I
was tempted by putting him up, I must say.
What's your why?
Because I think there might be a turn up in this race. I wouldn't be very confident about going in on any of the market.
No, I don't really like Ern River. I don't really understand why he's favourite. I've backed Itchy Feet. I just think that
I've put him up.
Different class.
I've had a bit of an itchy brain moment and put him up as well.
If he jumps off in front, which he might, just get a nice lead, jump well. We know he's got loads of class, like you said. He ran one of his best races at this track when he was behind Brave Man's Game. Do you think any of these lot could get close to Brave Man's Game? I don't think so. I mean, Ashtown Lad's a Beecher Chase winner, isn't he? I mean, he's a slow old boat. Yeah. Ern River's a decent novice chaser, but he's not that good. And
all right, Nat Green, you do like Wackall, don't you?
This is a head scratcher. I can see why you two are on Itchy Feet. Totally get it. Wackall does take the step up in class. It's a tight race, a small field, and will actually suit Wackall, I believe. Why? He's actually a very light-framed horse, this grey. He's what we call a light-framed horse. He wouldn't want...
Would that be a James Milman as opposed to a Dave Orton or a Graeme Rodway?
Yes, 100%. But he wouldn't want bashing and crashing around. He wouldn't like that. But what the positive about Wackall is not having loads of weight to give away, because he is this light-framed horse. But the horse I like is Green Book. I mean, Dave, again, I sat on holiday watching that performance at Sandown. I was a mess. I backed him on the...
We're going to need to get a bell if you keep mentioning Antigua or Holiday.
I know, but I love Green Book.
I've just got to mention now that you've
he's on top for you.
Absolutely.
Now that you've given Green Book a mention, if we can just get the punter versus the pro up, of course.
Yes.
We'll do that, and we'll react to the race shortly. They're just getting their way down to the starter. Let's have a look at the what you might be thinking about the race after this. All right, download for free. That's basically it. You can do it. You must have it. The must-have. Absolutely right. We're going to build on it all throughout 2023. Exciting times, actually. Right, 205 at Haydock then. Let's have a look at some previous winners of this race, shall we? We've got the selections in for the Cup. I'm on Itchy Feet, Nat's on Green Book, and Graham's on Itchy Feet as well. Did you look over my shoulder when I was doing mine?
We seem to be along the same lines today, don't we? But
look, I've got to say, last time you were on this show, you absolutely knocked it out of the park. You got loads of money for Injured Jockeys Fund. So I will happily have you join in my bandwagon.
Yeah, the punter versus the pro. We've got today someone taking me on.
Who is it taking you on?
This time.
I can get this on the app or the website if you're up there.
Can our punter take down today's pro's pick?
Who is it that's going to?
Punter is Gary Burrows.
Come on, Burrows, lad, you can do this.
He's a project manager. Loves his jumps.
And he do you always look for the occupation thinking Capable of taking me down again.
I do sometimes, yeah. I think, but he won 40k on a £2 lucky 15 at Cheltenham in 2006.
Whoa, there you go.
What?
Happy days. Or you are in some trouble
That's
today then.
amazing.
Anyway,
Who are you going for in this?
he's on Green Book.
Okay.
Just like Nat.
Natty Green.
And I'm on Itchy Feet. So.
One thing you can say though, racing him up, but this Earn River was trying to give £18 to the winner last time, that Brian Hughes thing, that Silver Flyer. So I wouldn't disregard Earn River, but
No, he's a very talented horse, isn't he?
£18 a lot, that, isn't it?
He's a very useful horse. He's
I thought if there was
caught between rock and a hard place.
I thought if there was going to be a big turn up, it would be Inish or the
Yes, at least he's coming in. I mean, he's got loads to find of the weights, hasn't he?
Yeah.
At least he's coming. He's totally unexposed.
I don't think he's out of this at all.
Outlaw Pete's not a bad horse that he beat last time. All right, we're nearly off then. I was just looking down for the roll call of honour here. Do you remember Holstone on his return?
gosh, yeah.
Sammy Tristan Davis, the only one to went inside last year. It was the mud was flying. Third win before that, very good horse. Emma Tom, Shapes of Midnight. Zarkandar won this a couple of years ago. And then you're getting to the classier sorts like your Rev to Civil. It's been a long time since we saw a horse like that in this race. Maybe, just maybe.
Quite
we'll see a
interesting.
Sterling
Charlie
Stable
Deutsch
horse.
is here, isn't it? Not Ascot.
Well, he's probably here for the Grand National Trial as well, isn't he? I
Yeah,
think?
but it's
Yeah,
still
no.
on Green Book.
Yeah.
Nice combination.
Yeah, he could have ridden J-Lo. I suppose the more that I look at J-Lo, the more I think it's just got Martin Pipe
Yeah.
all over.
I'm not having it called J-Lo. It's Jello.
J-Lo.
Jello.
It's Jenny from the Block Sauce.
It's like
I'm still Jenny from the block.
Been singing it all the way in. We are off and running then in the 205. Good luck whichever way you play. We'll be calling them. There are your starting prices then. That's how they went off. And the favourite, he was always going to be that way, I think, wasn't he? He spiked out a little bit from a skinny price out there yesterday, but 130 he went off. Ashdown Lad, the social lucky 15 selection, we might call him. And Itchy Feet. Will be Itchy Feet Cam, please, Rodders.
Yeah, he's up front, and that was where I was hoping he would be, but got Green Book taken him. I actually thought Inishaw might make the run in.
He didn't make all last time, did he? Itchy Feet.
He was bang there the whole way, wasn't he? And he stayed on very,
Left
very
in lead
strongly.
before third, it says.
Yeah, so he was bang there.
All right, okay. So Inishaw, the unknown quantity, shall we say. Is he quite interested in running him?
I thought Inishaw might make the run in, so I'm surprised to see him jump off in last.
I'm not sure he can go with him at the moment, but
He's not that bad.
he's quite small, Nat, isn't he, as well, Inishaw? He's right at the back, basically.
Yeah.
He's the unexposed part. You always see a Lucinda Russell
Oh my God, that camera angle.
project like this and just think, Beecher, or something like that, don't you? Or, I don't know.
It must be very windy at
I do in a
Haydock.
couple of
They
years.
love Aintree.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Is it windy at Haydock? Because
Well,
man's all over.
I-
the
I
shop.
actually feel sick unless he's like had a drink or something.
The cameraman's going all over the place.
Cameron is everywhere.
If you need to take a bit of time out, you're allowed to, by the way. And again, Earn River. This is what I meant about Earn River. If you're watching this, guys, he's not a fluent hurdler. In between the hurdles, he looks
Fair
mustard,
comment.
doesn't he? But that's the problem. Wackle is a little bit of a quirky contender, and he's got his own way of going. Dan Skelton very keen on this sedate pace, I would imagine, not to get caught out, and Inishaw out the back at the moment as well.
Green Book's not overly big, but I like that. I just got to think about Green Book.
All right. We're going to give you
Love
a
his
Cheltenham
little
nap
face.
after this, by the way. We've been asked for one from the, so we'll get a little chat about that after
Have we?
this. Yeah. What about the ground at Haydock, please, G, as well? Because it looked, if you look at going sticks, it didn't look too bad at all. But that is spring good to soft, isn't
The
it?
going stick was worse today than it was last year when they had to have an inspection because the ground was so heavy. So what you make of the going stick, I don't know. It's a questionable tool, isn't it?
It's the one track.
What, you're
isn't
saying
it,
it's a load of rubbish?
Well, I just don't understand. How can it be the same as last year when it was heavy? And it's clearly not heavy, is it? But it's probably more reliable than one of those just old walking sticks.
Sticks that you
the
just
fella
prod in, oh
I'm
yeah.
not
down and
sure
just-
about that personally, but no. Anyway, look, we use it as a guide, so there we are. And
You'd be the sort of bloke that walked around with a stick, wouldn't you? A walking
Absolutely.
stick. I bet you've done it before, haven't you? Been
Listen,
out
I
on the
coach
course
an
and-
under-8s football team.
Yeah, I
mate.
like
I've got a stick.
I like a stick.
I've got a stick.
I like walking with a stick.
Usually to herd them all with. Right, okay. So Green Book is still just about clinging on to the lead. Itchy Feet up the inside, Wackle there as well. Again, not much going on.
He's just stolen the inside off of him, hasn't he?
He
Itchy
has.
Feet.
He has.
Green
Sean
Book,
Bone, of course.
Green Book jumped off on the inside, and Itchy Feet's taken it up and then stolen the inside rail off of whoever's rail. Was it Charlie? Did you
Charlie
say?
Hammond.
Charlie.
Is it? Yeah.
Charlie Deutsch.
Oh, sorry, right. Yeah, Charlie Hammond is the regular rider for Ernst River, of course. And again, you must be very happy out there with Ashdown Lad. I just want to see him going. I don't know. I just don't know how he didn't win at Warwick last time. He cruised, didn't he? Went really low on the exchange.
Going very fast, Dave. Do you?
They're absolutely ambling.
This should really suit a horse with a class like Itchy Feet, no?
Yes.
A classy sort of horse like Itchy Feet
Yes.
should have the speed, whereas Ashtown Lad is a dour sort of beacher.
And a little
stayer,
bit
isn't
like
he?
these thinking horses, get him out in front.
It might suit Earn River though as well. He's got a bit of pace, hasn't he?
He has. Hitman was a great case in point when he won here at that Graduation Chase earlier in the season. Get him out in front. Can't think about it. They tried to do it, of course.
Trying to
last
wind
time.
it up now.
I'm not sure Innes or loving it yet.
He's not.
To be honest, he doesn't.
He is
nothing's
absolutely
really,
not. He's.
No.
I would put another 0 on him.
Yeah, he's just not really looking.
Gone a bit soon there, Dave.
Oh, well, not really. Not really. I'm not done.
I'm very happy my green book.
Earn River again
So
hit
sweet.
one there. That's not good. I'm just wondering, Ashdown Lads, exactly how he's going at the moment. I think Itchy Feet's looking all the while very good.
Ashdown Lad's a hard one
His
to
favourite
beat
now
in
on the
running,
Betfair
though.
Exchange, by
As
the
long
way,
as he
guys.
keeps jumping like this, he's got a chance, hasn't he, Itchy?
Yes. Yeah, okay. So again, they're all sandwiched by around about 6 lengths at the moment.
Very tight race.
Maybe
isn't it?
Inishore is
Yeah.
warming up a
Ashtown
little
Lad's
bit.
going on.
Now, all right, Harry Skelton is now sensing glory, and he's finally making this a horse race. And Charlie Deutsch is sandwiched him. Yeah, he's tiny, isn't he? He used to run on the flat, of course, didn't he, Green? But he
Yeah,
runs
he's a
down
little
places.
tiny thing.
Wackle's been caught out by this, guys, and Earn River been caught out by this as well. But Itchy Feet going lovely. Remember, of course, at Sandown last time, Green, but the further he went, the better he got. So he's come off the bridle and he's gone back into third, but I wouldn't give up on him yet. That inside run
Looks like
for
it's
Earn River.
between Itchy and the viewer's selection.
Oh, come on. This could be it, couldn't it? And isn't it amazing to see a horse that was called so many names just enjoying life again in a race? It's absolutely brilliant.
Absolutely.
And he's not off the bridle yet, Itchy Feet, but Harry Skelton confident he's got him covered, I think, by body language.
He is. He's pushing along, and he on.
This is a long
Here
track.
comes
Greenberg's
Earn River on the
definitely
outside.
gone now.
Come on, Itchy.
Wackle is filling his lungs. This is where Itchy Feet will absolutely
Come
prove
on,
himself as
Itchy.
being eyeball. Great jump,
Woo,
Itchy Feet.
that was
there.
awesome.
Come on,
He took a
Itchy.
length out of Ashdown Lad, who's got Grand Nationalist aspirations, basically, keeping him until the weights come out over hurdles, aren't they? And at the moment, Itchy Feet's gone low, 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 low. What's his
Come on,
tip
Itchy.
out?
It's a long way home here, though, Dave.
I
Isn't
don't
it?
know.
You've seen changing
Yeah,
fortunes
it changes
on
a
the
lot on the
before.
run in here.
Wackle's
I'm
running
not,
really
I'm
well.
not ignoring Wackle yet here.
Ashdown Lad, that move about 3
Here comes
up.
Wackle.
He's
I
paid
am
for
not.
it.
I wouldn't ignore
Go on,
Wackle
Itchy,
yet.
up you get. Just keep him going, Sean. No, if you want
Nice
one
hard
horse
work,
against
Dave.
everybody.
Hard work.
No, we're going to be
Dave, I
fine here.
don't
know.
Come on, don't
Dave.
you
I
dare.
do, Dave.
Come on, Itchy.
Come on,
Wackle.
Come on, Itchy.
No,
Wackle's
no,
eyeballing him. I'll tell you what.
Wackle,
Conroy
come
Farrell.
in.
Conroy Farrell has
Wackle.
produced this chap. He couldn't do it his beloved Musselburgh last time. He has broken Itchy Feet's heart on the running.
Brilliant.
He's run a blinder.
Brilliant.
In second, and he has pounced late. He was caught out by an injection of pace around about 4 out. Must have gone huge on the exchange. The two have come way clear of Ashtown Lad. Thank goodness we did an each way.
Well done, Nick Alexander. Do you know what? They'll
An
be
each way, lucky 15.
telling you in the studio. I was between Greenbook and Wackle. What an idiot.
No, not an idiot. You've had 2 bets and one of them's come in. You should be happy with yourself.
Silly.
But once
Should
it
have been
comes
more.
down to the trophy.
Exactly. Oh, that was
Which is
fun.
all that matters
How
to
great
that
is that for Nick Alexander? Because,
What was the horse that you always used to have? Lakeview Lad, wasn't it?
yeah, no, yes. Yeah, oh,
He must have been
Lakeview
retired,
Lad,
Lakeview Lad, hadn't
Henry
he?
Brook.
I used to love him.
Yeah, I know, everyone did. He's retired. But then I thought another one has retired recently. You know, it's hard then when you get your stable stalwarts when you're not a massive yard, isn't it? They're too hard to replace.
We got second there, by the way. We got second.
Yeah, a little bit disappointed there, Dave, because I thought that he had that race in the bag going.
There's the
into Cheltenham
trophy
last
update,
time.
look. Neck and neck somehow.
Oh, great. I'm on 1. Oh, my day.
Long way to go
Only
yet.
2 races down, Natalie Green. Come on, you've only just come back in. We see a lot of gubbings. We see a lot of people get headed and then come back and win.
Not good, Dave.
Turning into a top jockey is Harry Cobden, says Paul. Best in the UK by a fair margin.
Turning into one.
Turning into a top
He's
jockey.
been a top jockey for about 5 years, hasn't he?
What does he mean? What does he mean championship jockey? You know what I mean? Like, he's a future champion, isn't he?
Well, it depends whether he wants to be, doesn't it? A lot of these jockeys don't always want to be champion jockey now. They're just interested in making money, aren't they? Which is fine, you know.
Be interesting to crunch the numbers on his percentages of outside
Talking of champion jockeys, what about Oisin Murphy coming back the other day at Chelmsford with a
You've read
winner?
a running order, isn't it? Absolutely marvellous, wasn't it?
It was.
Fantastic. I mean,
It was great to see him back.
what was the name of the horse?
It was called
Applebee's horse, wasn't it, at
yeah,
Chelmsford?
yeah, I can't remember what it was called, but it
might be telling me in
won
my
well. It won well, and Oisin looked right back at his best. I thought, considering he'd been off so long.
He's kept his physique rather well. Of course, he was in this studio a couple of times, wasn't he, on this show?
He looks really good, and he's out to Saudi now, is he?
Can we just crack on with it now and forget everything and just crack on? And he's going to be tested, Oisin, basically intermittently And I don't, he's a great speaker, isn't he? What was it called, the horse?
He won't.
Still can't hear.
Oshin, he is.
June for 2 Express. Thank you, Mission Control.
He is such a wonderful guy. Do you know what? He's twisted this ban into a positive. When I say he's been show jumping, I mean he's been show jumping at 130, 140. He's been show jumping at the top level.
This sounds like a dollar and an
no, this guy. So he's not just been a jockey and gone, I'm going to show jump it. Like my horse jumps like 110, 120, which is big. He's been jumping at like proper international level. Oshin has. He's got the best trainers. He takes everything he does to a different level. I promise you. I had such a long chat with him on the phone when I did the piece for the Racing Post with him, the Q&A piece. Not only that, he's been hunting twice a week. He went eventing. He started doing dressage lessons. Like insane, because he has got a point to prove to himself, not to everyone else, to himself. He's got a very supportive mum and dad that have come over a lot. He waxes lyrical about the Baldings. Andrew's wife, Anne-Marie, has been like a mother to him. I loved my 45-minute chat with him, because I promise you, he's taken this as an opportunity to be a better rider, a better horseman, ultimately a better jockey.
And I bet you're going to say better person, and sort of rightfully so.
He thinks like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's had a lot of counselling. He has enjoyed his counselling sessions, and he's really taken it. People cannot be hard on him anymore. He couldn't have done any more.
When we had him on the show off the cameras, I mean, he played the game when he was on the show.
Did he?
He had Keels and Barry were in it as well. It was Shergold Cup day, and he played the game, and he's got that mischievous side to him, so you can sort of see why.
Oh, he's adorable.
But he's a lovely chap off the camera as well, and his family, lovely family, obviously. Jim Cullity, he's taken out a jump licence as well, hasn't he?
Has he?
He has.
Oh, possibly to ride at the Cheltenham Festival in the bumper, isn't it? Yeah, that's why.
Come on.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
Oh, that would be just.
He's out in the Saudi and the Qatar and riding there now.
It's great for racing Twitter.
Loves it.
Yeah.
Because the rivalry between him and William will be something that we need.
Yeah.
You know, William was unbelievable last year.
He was.
On outside rides as well, 5-timers all over the gaff. And this is going to be exciting.
But, you know, he will go and really strive to try and get that title back, won't he, Oshin? You know, he'll be all out
on his face when he was talking about the banter in the weighing room that he missed as well. So, welcome back, Oshin.
Yeah.
Welcome back, punters were saying. 1 win, 1 ride. He's got a full book at Newcastle on Monday and on the all-weather next week as well. All right, we'll move on from that. OK, all right. Let's have a look. Yes, social coming up. Here we go. Whack all beats you 2 feet then. Daniel Ramara. Dan, the Man United fan. What's the team's Nats for Cheltenham? Impair a pass wins the Ballymore. Well, you know, Daniel, I want that to go to the Supreme. I know, Dan. It's a close friend. Dan as well. You've all met Dan, actually. He came to HWPA with us.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, that's right.
Left an impression, obviously.
I think. Do you want my banker or
we want. Look, Dan's asking for the banker. He's going impair pass, which looks like it's running down, doesn't it? In that. Elmer's Allen form just keeps getting boosted all over the place, doesn't it? Do you know what, Dan? I've got this funny thing about. I think, and again, we're going to talk about this later in the show. I think Paul's going to bounce back this Cheltenham.
Paul Nicholls.
I do. I think too much has been made of those 2 years where it just didn't go right.
Yeah.
Well, it'd be nice, wouldn't it? Because
Hermes Allen Formers just cannot get boosted anymore. That mare that won in the week.
It'd be nice because it is only Henderson, de Bromhead, Mullins and Elliott. It is. They're the only ones, really.
Well, yeah, absolutely. You could argue that Henry's gone.
That's one of our videos, isn't it, at the moment, that you can watch on the site, is David Jennings and Johnny Deneen meeting Paul Nicholls.
Yes.
Again, it's almost like you're co-hosting to this. It's marvellous.
Johnny Deneen is Paul Nicholls' fiercest critic. Now, how you can be
it swings both ways, actually.
Quite how you can be a critic of Paul Nicholls, you know, beggars belief, really. But apparently Johnny Deneen is. Well,
look, we're bringing that up because tomorrow on our YouTube channel, we had Nicky Henderson's stable tour last night at 6 o'clock. And hopefully you've enjoyed that because there's some interesting things to say about Shishkin, didn't it? Which we'll be getting up to as we build up to the race of the day at 3:35. Don't worry, Dan, those naps are coming. But tomorrow on our YouTube channel, David Jennings and Johnny Deneen, what could possibly go wrong, went to visit Paul Nicholls.
Johnny Deneen says Paul Nicholls will have 0 winners at Cheltenham, no winners whatsoever. Brave Man's Game, no chance in the Gold Cup, 1,000,000 to 1. Look what I've got. Johnny Deneen talking to Paul Nicholls. Coming soon.
Looking head to
Down
Shishkin.
now, I'll tell you what, it's going to be a lot of fun. The guys that went down, Sam and Kieran, had a great time with that as well. So that's going to be popular to watch. I reckon the views are going to go off the charts for that. I think Paul will bounce back. I don't know. I want Impera Pass to go to the Supreme. I think he'd win. I'm pretty sure. I mean, they obviously think he's going to stretch out. And well, I know Kills is on the same path with me. Anyway, Impera Pass, if he runs at the Valley in the morning, must be really confident about him. That could yet be an extremely good and classy race. Him and Hermes Allen up against each other. Wow. But I wouldn't be bankering him, that's for sure. If he went to Supreme, that would be probably my day one banker, I think, actually. So anyway, depends
on which race they run in. But for me, I'm strong on Marie's Rock.
In the Supreme?
No, in the Mare's Hurdle.
Oh, sorry, I thought you said Marine Nationale, sorry.
No.
Marie's Rock. Oh, yeah, right. Well, we get a form boost with that today, won't we?
Yeah, I really fancy her if she goes for the Mare's Hurdle. Won't be quite so keen in the stayers, because not sure she'll stay, but I'm absolutely convinced that she'll beat Honeysuckle.
Because First Street, who finished third
very, very
runs
good.
in the Kingwell at 3:12, and whether you like him or not, that's going to be a big pointer. And the vibes about her are really, really strong, aren't they, Marie's Rock? Marie's Rock in the Mares then, yeah?
Marie's Rock in the Mares.
Non-runner, no bet, because they still might be
they may not.
That's a good one, actually.
Yeah, I do like her.
Natty?
Yeah, I mean, God, isn't the Arkle looking interesting now, hey? Wowee. John Bond last time, I was a bit like, oh my God. I think mine is very ambitious, very optimistic, but I think I'm going to throw in Noble Yates in the Gold Cup. Gold Cup's a hard race. It's a stupid race to pick, actually, for me. It's such a hard race to win. But it is, like you say, no run, no bet. Noble Yates has never sort of ceased to amaze me. The only time, obviously, I didn't go all in was the National because I'm stupid. And I just think...
You napped him in the Ultimate, didn't you, when he had that, sighter?
I am literally stupid because... just the one horse I should have followed in. I don't know, it's kind of too good to be true. It's been a great story. It's been great. I just think the only thing I'm annoyed about was I told you my story when it was 22-1 for the Gold Cup. And then I think it was Ruby and Lydia Hislop on the road to Cheltenham, and Ruby then said something about him and the price anyway. And then obviously since he won, since
Tom
the price
Siegel
is gone.
gave him a strong word as well. The price was, and G did as well.
Yeah, it needed to be a while ago, Dave.
yeah, fair enough.
I've probably missed the boat.
Okay, we're coming up to the 2:25 at Ascot. Perhaps Noble Yates, Gold Cup, Marie's Rock. What am I putting up?
It's hard, isn't it? You know.
I think Marty Potter's going to take an awful lot of beating, but there is one at a price in the Turners. There's one at a stupid price in the Turners. See if you can guess it. We'll come back to it after this.
Okay.
Silly price
can we?
in the Turners. See if you can guess it. Our Cheltenham preview is going to be out soon, and I write up one that's a silly price in that. Okay, let's go. This is Phoenix Way time, people. This is the 2:25, the Swinley handicap at Ascot. It's 2 mile 5. It's going to be fast and furious. Phoenix Way, I think, is the right Harry Fry horse. He's finished first and second around here. Massive eye catcher at Cheltenham last time. Lorcan Murta takes off a handy 3. Everything right for me. Like Captain Orr as well, guys. Another 10-year-old in the pack. He's been slightly easy to back, that chap. Danny Kerwin. Really popular for Tom Siegel and a load of you fans out there. Will this be the big day for Danny Kerwin? Sporting John, we've got in a Neon Moon down the bottom, threw it away at Taunton last time. It showed he's in really, really good form. Dorking Lad's been back for Gary Moore's been right for you Gary Moore gambles along. I like Phoenix Way, so does G-Rod as well. Nat, what do you like?
Yes, sorry to agree. I like Phoenix Way as well. Ran his 2 best races, isn't it, this course?
Yep.
Down to St Mark, it's kind of tick. But there are still others to go at. The Venetia thing, that last Glyn, that looks decent. Christian Williams has a slow season. He will be desperate to get Captain Ord on the scoreboard, which might well happen because this has always been the plan for Captain Ord. So
it's going to be a hell of a ride from Jack Tudor to get this up, I think.
Yeah, there's plenty to go up, but I'm Phoenix Way, you're Phoenix Way, you're Phoenix Way.
Well, a clean sweep for Phoenix Way, and it is one of the selections in the Lucky 15 for the Injured Jockey Fund as well. There they are. Look, there's the team tips on the screen. You can play if you want to get involved. Just get up the Racing Post app and have a go.
I don't think it's beyond the realms of possibility that Regal Encore could run well, a 15-year-old.
You've backed him as well, haven't you, by the way?
Yeah, I've backed Regal Encore.
You stopped at a betting shop on the way here and had a go on him, didn't you?
Yeah, I'll tell you why I backed him, right? we had discussion earlier. Why would you?
Nearly off, G. So just bear that in mind.
Why would you bother running a 15-year-old, keeping him in training, unless he still didn't have some ability?
Yeah.
Last time out, when he ran at the course in November, there was a lot of money for him. He was really well backed, almost as if someone somewhere thought he still had loads of ability, and he's absolutely thrown in on his best form. I think he's a stone lower than when he was fourth in this race last year.
Yeah,
good argument.
I think he's on it 4 times, and he's placed and
He's pretty amazing as well.
Don't get me wrong, I've had a good bet on Regal Encore and a tenner each. A good bet on Phoenix Way and a tenner each way on Regal Encore. That's how I played it.
So you think JP's winning then?
I think JP wins this. Yeah.
All right, I'm just trying to see how many times Aidan Coleman's run at Regal Encore. He usually goes all the way around the outside, doesn't he, Regal? Gets these horses so well. And do we know anyone better than him? I'm not sure at training at the moment. Maybe Bristol Demire, some people are saying. It's the first time that Aidan's ridden him on the track. So that'll be very interesting to see. They're taking another turn.
It must be a pretty cool ride to have, though. He's just such a dude, isn't he, Regal Encore?
Oh, it'd be a massive.
Amazing.
Absolutely. And just been great on social media.
Yeah.
Anthony Honeyboy's training's been quite savvy on that since the pandemic and stuff like that. There's some right characters in here. The Wolf. That cliff I have jumped off, I'm afraid. Lascalin, 1 of 2 for Venetia Williams in there. She's got Faraday as well.
I think my only worry with Phoenix Way is that it's very difficult to win these sort of races from right out the back, isn't it? Because you need a lot of luck in running. So let's
given a brilliant ride by Kevin Brogan to win when he won here that time. So let's watch out. All right, they're off and running, and Faraday goes straight into the lead. Danny Kerwin, who likes to get on with it. Riders on the Storm, headgear on today, a bit lit up by it in 3rd at the moment. What have we got? Nocte Volatus. Love saying that. He's lit up in 4th as well at the moment. The Wolf sits in midfield. Regal adopting it in the red cap, isn't he, Regal G?
No, he's in the starred cap.
Oh, okay, I've got that totally wrong.
Is he?
Yeah, he's in the star.
Are you sure?
No, he's in the red, Regal Encore.
Oh, sorry, Regal is in the white.
Red.
Regal's in the red, you buffoon.
He's in the red. That's Regal there, the dark bay.
In the white.
He's... what are you throwing everyone, man? Sporting John, that is.
Sporting John.
Yeah, who's had a wind operation.
Regal's here in the red. The white.
Yeah, Phoenix Way's on the inside.
Yeah.
Phoenix is in the star.
Captain Orr in the midfield.
They ain't messing about here, are they?
They are not messing about. Actually, Phoenix is wanting to get at it, isn't he? He's keen enough. Who's this in front that's quite keen?
Do you know what? This reminds you of Dashel Drashers races around here in handicaps. Do you remember we used to tear off and stay there?
Yes.
And it's just one where you can get out your comfort zone. So if you're held up at the back at the moment, and we'll call them for you in a minute, One True King et al.
So this is Brian Hughes' dream. Ride on the Storm. He sulks, doesn't he? He can throw the towel in when it's not competitive enough. He like this big field. It's competitive. Brian is adamant he's suited by this step up, and he is a horse that jumps well. So let's see if this pays off for Brian.
Well,
he's been going on about this.
Yeah, and of course we know that the old Rowan form when he came back first time out, it's been glaring at us since, hasn't it?
This is what Brian's been wanting.
Well, look, he's cracking on with it, and like I said, Ascot, you can go with it, and they look like they're going too hard, and horses get put out of their comfort zone, and they just can't make up the deficit.
Happens a lot in these
like the red zone, as Posty calls it.
Happens a lot in these big handicaps.
And Lascalin is one of those. He's half fancied this horse, isn't he? I'd say the least, and he's just sort of like on and off the bridle at the back, Dorking Lad out the back as well. Interesting tactics here on Captain Orr and Jack Judah. My worry about this, and the reason why I didn't put him up, as I thought it's not like what he does on flat tracks, Captain Orr, like when he won at Kempton, like when he came in the Skybet Chase, he creeps into it late. Very difficult track to do this at.
Yeah.
And although he's finished 4th here before on his sole run on ground that he didn't want, he got taken out of his comfort zone a little bit there as well. So they've got him closer to the pace today, which is interesting. They're almost holding him up in a prominent position, if that makes sense. And I think this could be a very good move. We are waiting for Christian Williams to explode, I think, form-wise.
Yeah,
you saw a great piece with him that we did about, rebuilding.
Yes,
it's his light next week.
Always comes good in the spring, Christian's horses.
Yeah. And it's hard to replace like we said before, with Nick. Regal Encore, I'm afraid.
Oh no!
No, Regal Encore's fine, but Aidan.
Was it an unseat?
Thrown out the side door, yeah.
Blimey,
He didn't fall. Regal didn't come down.
An unseat then. His first ride for Aidan.
Oh bless! Oh God bless him.
And the old boy's out of the party then. Revels Hill, fancied by a lot of people out there. I think everyone was telling me, yes, I got the wrong Harry Fry horse over Phoenix Way. Very.
A lot of people fancy Revels Hill, don't they?
I think he's got a big one in him. I was a bit put off by the headgear.
Just packing up a little bit now, Dave.
They are indeed. The Wolf has threatened to do something decent this season. His horse has had all sorts of problems. But he's very, very talented on his day. Neon Wolf, did you see him at Taunton last time? That was a 101 cup, wasn't it?
Yeah, he looked like he was going to certainly win and got caught in the run-in at Taunton.
That was a remarkable
I think
finish.
Revels Hill, though, in this would be amazing, like pre-race, your each way bet, wouldn't it? Because, to be fair, he stays on the same mark and he should absolutely be... You'd like to see him hit the frame.
Where's Phoenix Way?
He's travelling nicely.
He's got that lovely star on his face. Good looking horse he is.
Come on, the Phoenix.
He's jumping fine.
Yeah, he was all right there.
He's a bit low, but he's...
Captain Ord's right next to him.
We've got 2 more races coming at Ascot after this. Fiendishly competitive fields are the order of the day, even in the Grade 1. We pop back to Haydock and remind that we go to Wincanton as well for the Kingwell. Oh, one true king called a cab there.
What do you think about Lasclin? He doesn't look like he...
No, he's not happy.
Particularly appreciated. Ears are back.
He's not happy.
He's jumping flat. He's not really looking like he's getting involved.
Basically saying, pull me up, is what you're saying.
Yeah, well, he's just doesn't look very happy.
Again, Ascot can do this. Dorking Lad is still just rowing away, actually, isn't he? He was with Caelan Quinn, up and coming conditional. Not today for him, I don't think. All the while, Phoenix creeps closer.
Danny
He's still riders on the start. When Danny Kerwin again.
Travelling.
Now, Harry Cobden, of course, seemed to such good effect on Oscar Elite in the Reynolds Town. Why Rendlesham and Reynolds Town on the same day?
I know, I agree.
But he's a horse that they absolutely
Phoenix
thought
missed
the
that one,
world
Dave.
of.
He did.
Phoenix missed one, did he? And he's
missed
caught
that one.
behind the tiring Fahrenheit
Yeah.
at the moment as well, which isn't ideal. And this again, look at the Wolf now being booted into one.
That was
Revels
better.
Hill wasn't good
Better
there.
there.
That was
Cap
better.
Denor must be favourite now in running, I'm sure. But Danny Kerwin still
Kerwin's
wants to catch
going well.
riders on
Phoenix
the
is
stormy
still going
inside.
well. Neon
Phoenix
Moon's
stays a bit
going
further.
well.
Neon Moon coming as well. They will not be hitting the front too soon on him, will they?
No, not after what.
Dorking Lad has got, look at him now all of a sudden. It's
It'll
surely
be a
too
good
late,
finish
isn't it?
here, Dave. Come on, Phoenix.
Come on, the Phoenix,
Still
creeping on the
sneaking.
inside. We're turning for home then. Riders on the storm. It's
creeping.
Danny Kerwin. Captain Orr's there as well. Neon Moon. What a finish this is
Come
going
on,
to be.
Phoenix.
Look at Murtaugh.
Come on,
Not moved
pull
a
him
muscle
through.
yet up the inside. Here we go. Surely nothing else can catch them. Dorking Lad
Captain
all
Ord
too
is
late.
cruising though, Dave, here.
3 up front. Captain
Come
Orr
on,
hits the front.
Larkin.
We know he stays now. And he's going to take it. Over he
Come
goes.
on.
Coming here instead of
Oh.
Captain. Oh, Danny Kerwin goes when beaten.
Right.
Phoenix Wade's just left it too late, I'm afraid.
Has.
This is going to be Christian's big winner, is it?
It is, I think it is Captain Ord
Phoenix
away.
Way hopefully gets 3rd or 4th for the each way lucky 15, but at the last, Jack Tudor, we said it was going to have to be some ride.
Brilliant.
Brilliant ride. Tactics
Brilliant.
absolutely spot on. Oh no, Phoenix
been
Way
nabbed.
falling in a hole. Neon Moon's 2nd again for him. Well, they came here because they didn't think they were going to get into the handicap in the big one, the Coral Trophy, formerly the Racing Post Chase at Kempton next weekend. Is that a pointer to Kitty's Light, who we beat in it last year? I hope so. And Christian Williams is back on a Saturday.
Do you know what? That's so lovely. So from Christian in the Racing Post, it's been a slow season. It's been hard losing 2 special horses, Win My Wings through injury, and also retirement at Potter's Corner. It's been his target all season. Ran at Ascot before. The ground and trip are ideal.
Yeah, so look, and he
Oh, well
he
done,
bumped into one, didn't he, in the
Christian.
Sky Bet Chase when
He'll
they fancied
need
him
this
there.
today.
It was all about, hopefully we called that for you before the race. We were slightly worried about how he was going to come from the back, and fair play to them. They got it absolutely
We
right.
congratulate him on social media.
I'm sure we'll be getting plenty of them. It has been a tough old time for him. It
Well
has been
done
a tough old
from
time. And
all
Christian,
of us.
I shall see you in the studio next Friday. Look, don't worry, that phone call is coming. When I saw him at Christmas, he was like, still waiting for the call. We had him in here loads last year because he won absolutely everything, didn't he? 1-2s in Scottish Nationals, Iders, all that sort of stuff. It's Ida weekend next weekend. Could Kitty's Light still go to that? Maybe. We go up to Haydock in about 8 minutes' time. A marathon chase, talking about the Ida. And Venetia just about holds the sway in the market there with Charlie Deutsch, Fontaine Collonge. Let's pick some bones out of some of the also-rans there, shall we? Phoenix. Didn't
stay.
get home.
Didn't stay. He obviously did finish 2nd over 3 miles last year, but that was a solidly run race, that one, and he didn't get home. His last win at the track came over 2.5 miles, and I think he's going to be a better horse over 2.5.
Danny Kerwin
Danny Kerwin
took a flat. He went that long. The momentum, he actually just couldn't stay on 4 legs.
Harry all right? Did we see
Yeah,
Harry
he
get
looks
up?
like he rolled off. It looked like quite, but he went that long. He couldn't make it.
Oh, all right. It's warming up then, isn't it, at Ascot? Race of the day at 3 o'clock for me coming up. And we got the 3:35, the Ascot Chase as well. Who wins that? Let us know. What are we making of Shishkin, guys? You out there, I'm asking. You can thumbs up, like and subscribe on YouTube and have you say, this is your chance to have your voice heard. There is the 1, 2, 3, Neon Moon. Revels Hill. Never looked comfortable, really, throughout that final half mile, and he's run on again. You can see why they tried him over the marathon trip last time out. Good to have you with us this afternoon then. Myself, Dave Orton. Looking forward to this next one at Haydock with Natalie Green, back from a spell in the sun. And G-Rod, who doesn't ever look like he's had any. You even went to Canada, didn't you, and didn't get a tan then?
I think I was very tanned after Canada, wasn't it?
Was it lovely?
Yeah, I think it was very warm anyway when I was in the US then. The Two Amigos is a non-runner here, which was my selection. So how many points?
You fancied him as well, didn't you?
I really did.
I'll have to change it, won't I?
Do you go default onto the Fav?
I've changed.
No,
Isn't that how these things work?
Should I make a new selection?
Yeah.
Mission controller thinking we'll get on with it. And we're seeing Christian there. He's actually cut his hair, Christian, as well. He must have fancied that big time. He's at Ascot today.
He did though, didn't he?
Honestly,
this was
it's been tough for the yard, so fantastic to see.
Amazing.
He did have a Saturday winner at Warwick, for the turn of the year or something like that, but it's been barren pickings for him out there, and he is one of the good guys, as you know. We think, you know, he's a big friend to us here in the studio. He was so helpful to us, and let's get a word with him next Friday, shall we? That'll be good as Kitty goes for the biggie. Would it be the Ida? Would it be at Kempton? We've got the Adonis, we've got the Dove coming up, haven't we? But it's pretty much all about Cheltenham now, isn't it?
Yeah, he's
but we'll still enjoy these Saturdays. We've got the Ascot Chase, is a brilliant.
You could do 6-1 for the Ida. We just won the shortest prices, so.
They were umming and ahhing whether to go there with him or Kempton last year, I think. He'll certainly stay. There's no problems about that. I teased you one for a big price in the Turners, didn't I?
Oh, you did. I think I'm going to guess. By the way, I've got the Two Amigos for the Ida.
Oh, yeah, could happen.
Seriously, that's so just an early.
He could get lapped even in an Ida unless there's rain, couldn't he? He needs the rain, doesn't he?
But who's to say it's not going to come?
Well, I don't know. Is there any out there? We need it, don't we?
I know, but it does come, and when it comes in bucket loads. Right, I guessed. It's not like McFabulous or.
No, give me some credit.
You said to think. I was trying to think of.
Mischievous of me there.
Okay, hold on. How big are we? You said a silly
It's
price.
around about 20 to 1. It's a silly price. It's trained by a leading stable as well. In the Turners.
I'm looking at.
I think Mighty Potter's a lovely horse animal.
I don't think it's 20 to 1 anymore.
But he did have that Cheltenham blip, you know, the only blip on his CV. He hasn't looked back since winning at Punchestown last year, but he did pull up, of course.
Oh.
He got het up on the way to the start last year.
No, I'm not saying anymore because I get it wrong.
Can I change my selection to Bristol de May then? Now that
You absolutely can.
I think
Of
Bristol
course
de
you
May
can.
could win this.
Your lookalike.
Yeah. He's as grey as me.
He absolutely is.
No, I
You're
think
both going a little bit white like Gandalf.
I think he's greyer than me. Because he's older than me, and like in horse years, would he be older than me?
Was he the horse originally
Probably.
that made you think that Gray's just jumped better?
Yeah,
He is
he's a poster boy for that, isn't he? Along with
What's
one
the
man.
horse?
You had to mention posters, didn't you?
What's the Turner's horse?
Yeah.
Well, if you can't guess it, we haven't had a stab yet. You said McFabulous.
No, I went left field because I thought I was trying to, but I don't know what you mean
We
around.
saw it running recently. Okay, I'm going to move on. Let's get this preview going. Come on, guess the Turners also at a big price. Let's hear from you out there. The Mission Control will keep an eye on it as well. Now there's a right old gamble going on Fontaine Collonges. Is anyone with this? It's one of two horses I had on my shortlist for this race. I haven't gone through it. I've got two of them down the market's pretty much found them now. But I'm not going to put him on top. For the trophy, I'm going Omar Moretti with Tom Siegel today's put him up. This guy, Alex Hales, won this a couple of years ago, didn't he, with one of his flagship horses. And Sean Bowen I think Sean's just going to be tailor-made for this horse.
I can't have him, Dave.
Strongly fancy for the Kim Mule.
Yeah,
Why can't you have him? Do debate.
I backed him in the Kim Mule.
Oh, so you're
And I thought that I just thought that he sulked a bit and he didn't jump.
You're an unforgiving man.
He didn't jump very well, and I just thought that he didn't like the big field, and I thought he was a bit soft.
We're about to find out. I like him.
Bristol de
Let's put the
May.
bet on.
Bristol de May is 12 to 1.
Right, fine. That can be the team bet. I'll give it to you because he's just not going to shut up otherwise. Let's put it on for the Injured Jockeys Fund.
That's a ridiculous price, is it not?
It's Bristol to Haydock, isn't it? It's the ground, isn't it, I suppose?
How can Bristol de May be 11 to 1 now for a race around Haydock?
Money for Fortescue was one of the. It'd be annoying if Fortescue won. I haven't backed him.
I've got to back him each way. He must run well.
Right, that'll be the team bet then. You can do this through the Racing Post app if you want to follow us. The Lucky 15 crossbar so far. Really, Felix wasn't great there, but we're only going to warm up. We've got J-Lo coming in the next. I nearly called him Jello. J-Lo, hopefully won't be like jelly. And then we've got Fakir Duderi's coming as well. Fortescue, Dan Ramiro out there says, that is a proper clear force for me.
That's got a chance, hasn't it, Fortescue?
Chris Tim's like him as well. Welcome along, Chris. Not a chance each way, says Mally D.
I'm
reading a lot of your...
I'm on not a chance.
Someone has managed to guess the Turner's horse as well.
Oh, no way.
Yeah. They nailed it.
Oh.
Who was it?
Balco Coastal.
Oh, no, I wasn't going to say that.
He's a huge price.
Is he? What price is he?
Take out the top two in the market and he is a stupid price.
So I want to win this one.
He went too soon at Sandown last time and jumped left all the way, and I think Jerry Colomb is the real deal.
I want to win this with not a chance at, I think, a big price around 12s.
Go on, for the trophy, come on now.
Oh, well, let's look at that decent form, that fourth to Coral Gold Cup winner Lee Milos, which we mentioned before. That was at Bangor on his return. Warwick did really well, actually, to get a creditable third. It was I Will Do It, Mr. Incredible. That form has worked out well. That time it's been franked by a horse I can't pronounce, that Guetapan Calonge one at Utox.
You just nailed it.
Guetapan Calonge, good, at Utox last weekend. He's confirmed himself to be back to form, to be fair. He did have a barren spell, this horse.
Yeah.
Going back through the forms, that kind of, I looked at that and I thought, no, I'm gonna have to be bold. Let's go with not a chance.
We've got some lovely horses in this, haven't we? So not a chance for Natty.
Let's maybe go each way.
Snow Leopard Deswell, quite right. Grumpy Charlie, small present. A lot of love out there for Sue Smith. It looks like Tim Pat, who's been backed for Brian Hughes and Donald McCain and Tim Leslie
There's a bit of a
colours.
theme with Clarkson's
Looks like he wants to get on with it,
isn't there?
doesn't he?
There's Grumpy Charlie, there's Caleb.
Yeah.
There's a Clarkson, which is one of my...
Clarkson's
I mean,
Farm.
I'm obsessed with it.
Have you watched Series 2?
Oh, God, yeah.
It's surprising you've not had a role in it yet.
I should be on it.
Perfect for you.
I should be on it.
Let's talk to your agent.
I need...
Who's this at the front?
Yeah, I know.
What's
The
going
horse
on
was
there?
monkeying around here at the front in the...
What is
the old
going
Trevor
on?
Hemmings
Why
colours. I
are
said
they...
the old Trevor Hemmings.
There's two horses.
It's the Gold Cup winners, Cloudy Glen,
There's
isn't it?
two horses here that are trying to steal about a 20-length lead by the looks of it.
So,
Now, I presume that the starter
Cloudy
ain't going to let them
Glen-
jump like
Of course they're not.
Cloudy Glen, but also...
that. Tim Pat.
well done. Is that-
I'm reading you out there, guys, in the community. It's great to see so many of you watching and chatting along today. And Devo,
Yeah, well
one
done.
of our favourites, isn't he? He says, I'm on Balco at 50s. Woo!
Really?
Hard to be confident. You don't have to be confident at that price, Devo. You're going to have a runner. He wants to go left-handed. They didn't think he was a 2-mile 4 horse last year as a hurdler. He didn't quite get home. He's finished second in his only run in a graded novice hurdle at Cheltenham. I think Nico just went a bit too hard on him last time.
I actually really like that shout. I really like that shout. What price is it?
It was 20s when I wrote it up in the week.
Really?
And there's loads of ways to play it. If you think that Mighty Potter is one to
Cloudy
take
Glen
on or
is
not.
taking the Michael
Should be
here,
20s.
guys, for our viewers. Cloudy Glen won't trot. He is in a horrible cantering on the spot.
Sean Quinlan on.
throwing his head around. Looks like he's going to have a bronc in a minute. He's just... He thinks he's at a party. He's lost the plot.
Great to see a story
Dude,
about
this
Sean
is so
Quinlan.
hard now, though, when a horse won't trot. And you're just trying to say, just calm down a minute. And if they don't, it's a horse.
Yeah, well, luckily we've got 20 minutes until our next at Ascot. We might need it if the starter doesn't get control of them all day, because they are spread out all over the place,
What
aren't
has
they?
been going on in this start?
He's just wound up, this Cloud Glen. He's just...
I need some water.
I think that Tim Pat going off in front didn't help Cloudy
No,
Glen.
I agree.
Cloudy Glen saw him go and wanted to go with him, and then they've both taken off, and it's just been a miss.
Those two thought the party had started. And it hasn't. He's now got to try and line up sensibly.
Absolute
He should
mess.
do now. It should be all right if he took it all down.
It's not the standing
He's
start,
not-
it's the
he's not-
walking start.
Well,
Look,
they're
that's
off.
good. That was a good start from the starter. Fair play, because he still jinked
Quick.
Cloudy Glen and he's
Quick.
let him go off.
Yeah.
Quick.
It was quick.
Quick.
Okay, I
They
get
get a
that.
lot-
Cloudy
they get a lot
Glen
of
is
stick, don't
absolutely
they?
up for it.
Yeah, he's absolutely up for it. Now, what's that at the back? Is that Fontaine Calonge already at the back? It is,
Yes,
isn't it?
at the back is Fontaine.
Charlie
Calonge.
Deutsch is not a rider you often see try and come last to first in these sort of races, so that's interesting.
Quite
He's
warm,
tracking
isn't
home
he?
Armoretti.
Seen the sweat on him.
Interesting, no.
Fontaine Calonge.
Interesting thing to say is that, I don't know whether it's the start or what, but Bristol's
Yes.
only 4 behind him at the minute, incling Fortescue.
Didn't get a very good start,
Now,
Bristol.
there's been a bit of egg on my face already, punting-wise, as you know.
Right.
These guys know. I missed the 5-1 winner in the first at Lingfield, and I said, the price is gone, I'm not going to back it. It got smashed in. I backed it 3 times in a row, and it won. The egg on face for me here, if it's going to be more eggs on Dave Orton's face, will be Fortescue winning this.
Yes. Well, I wonder why
Okay.
Fontaine is so warm. Just why Saddlecoff is really in a bit of a lather.
I've got another one in here as well, by the way, talking about egg on
Who
face
have you
horses. The First Lord de Coué.
Yeah.
I mean, he is a proper Oliver Twist horse, isn't he? How many seconds do you want?
He finished second in a
It's
two-runner race,
ridiculous.
didn't he? He did. I think he did finish second in a two-runner race. Did he not?
He did.
At Exeter.
It was 3 runners, but it was
Yeah, it was a very
you know,
small
on
field.
paper it was 2-runner race. Yeah.
What
he
is
managed
going
to throw
on
that
with
one away.
Bristol Demey? Just right out the back.
Of course, that's a David Pipe horse. News yesterday about Tom Scudamore. We must talk about Tommy
Oh,
Scud.
yeah, we must.
Yeah, one of the gentlemen in the weighing room.
Old
Soon to be
Omar
media.
Moretti, old Omar Moretti don't fancy this, Dave. Look at him out the back there.
No
Look,
one loves that more
look
than
at
you,
him,
do
look.
they?
You know, he's thrown the dummy out already. Told you he was soft.
Well, he has a bit, hasn't he?
Hang on a minute.
Put another 1,000 on that, or whatever you say. What'd you say?
Another couple of eggs. Another
Noughts.
couple of zeros. Yeah, at the moment, Omar Moretti isn't looking too happy. And Sean
Mine's
Bowles-
all right here, not a
Well, I
chance.
don't know if Bristol's going too well. I mean, we'd all have Bristol to win, obviously, from a, a sort of, I don't know, nostalgia point of view. And as I said, the next time he wins,
God, that
I think he
camera
might bow out.
Oh, yeah, we've got.
God, how
we're
do
going
you
up and
see
down
when
the
it's like
cameras
that?
this.
It's obviously very windy up at Haydock,
must
isn't it?
be.
Small Present is in there at the moment. I'll tell you what, there's another bounce back horse here that I've been waiting to bounce back, but it looks like he's gone like Easy's Lamb sort of territory, and that's Time to Get Up.
Time
Who
to
would
get
have been
up.
fab for the Nash had he been qualified.
Now, this you know that Mel Rose, betting editor,
He loves this horse.
is going to be on this show next week.
coming
of
back,
course,
finally.
for his favourite race of the year, which is the Ida. Now, he's probably the most cynical man that I've ever met.
Really?
You know, he's absolutely convinced that there's a big plan with Time to Get Up, and this might well be it.
Because you and him have hatched these plans. What was the other John Joe horse that went off fab for that
Cloudy
cloth cap?
Cloth cap.
Cloth cap.
Yeah, that hasn't borne out, by the way.
I think
You're overthinking it, man.
I accused Melrose quite a few times of overthinking racing, and he does not like to be accused of overthinking
Oh, no.
racing. But if ever there was a man who does put his mind in there, it's
You ever
Melrose.
see those
Melrose.
GIFs and those memes that are out there
Where
with
was
all the
I
notes
working,
and
Time
rocket
to Get
science
Up?
going on? That's Keith, isn't it, when he writes
I
an
had this
article?
discussion with Keith yesterday about Regal Encore, and he said, "Okay, let me just consult my notes about this horse."
Got notes. I mean, more than Nat Green, I
Yeah, I was
would
going to
imagine.
say,
It's-
well,
it is a bit weird.
hasn't done me any
But he's
favours
the best
today.
editor, and that's what you want from him out there.
He'll be
isn't
back.
it?
He'll be back next week.
Omar Moretti back on the bridle, I'm delighted to say. Fortescue just looks like he's just had enough, doesn't he? Poor old Fortescue. Hugh Nugent is his ride, of course.
This old Cloudy
My
Glen.
not a chance has been a little bit steppy at a couple. I'm still
He's
very
warming up,
happy.
though.
I'm still
We've got a
very,
circuit to go, guys, I should say. And Cloudy
very
Glen is
happy
still
where
in
I
front.
am, but just been a little bit steppy at a couple.
Yeah.
So Leopardess is where she likes to be.
Saint Xavier, who of course is a course winner. He won a veterans race there.
Yeah,
Didn't do
earlier
right
in the
turn
year,
there.
wasn't it? But when he beat the two Amigos.
I napped it in the expert.
Bristol
eye,
to
did me
May
right-
looking a bit
did me
happier,
right
G-Rod?
favour.
Yeah, he's back in the race now. at
Much
Bristol.
happier where he wants
Grumpy
to be.
Charlie really let us down in the Classic Chase last time. He looks like he's on a bit of a going day. Quick Wave pulled
Yeah.
up last time. Always fancy Quick Wave. Harry Bannister takes the ride. It is a she, isn't it? I'm just checking down the 10.
Cloudy Glen, still full of beans.
Now, is this going to be a front-running marathon chase again, dominated from the front?
Usually they are. I mean, but
Because if you're on the Fav, Fontaine Collonges, you want to get on with it.
where's your Omar Moretti? Oh, he's out the back again. Is he still being pushed along? Yeah, yeah.
Omar Sharif and Moretti at the
Must
moment.
just consult my notes about him.
Cloudy Glen's having a right old time. Some fun
Now
here.
Bristol's starting to warm up a bit as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Bristol.
And
Come
Charlie
on,
Doyce
Bristol.
is knowing that he's got to get on with it now. He switched him to the outside, Fontaine Collonges, and let me just consult the exchange at this point as well. Yeah, he's wow, again amazing how he hasn't actually spiked out a little bit. The one that I do like is Tim Pat.
Yeah, he's travelling, yeah.
Who's right up in class, isn't he? I knocked him out on the class angle, but he's been well found in the market, and obviously there's a big one in him. Nothing really at the moment then you could totally discount.
No,
But at some
apart from
point,
Omar Moretti, of course.
it's going to be a slow watch, this one for me, I'm afraid. Snow Leopardess, keep waiting for her to bounce back, don't we? And again,
Yes.
another one that's, has she peaked really?
Come on, Bristol.
Bristol's looking quite good actually here.
St Xavier's going well. Cloudy Glen still going well. Come on,
Cloudy
Bristol.
Glen has won an Old Hennessy, don't forget. He's a classy horse on his
Yeah.
day. Right monkey at the start.
Oh, Snow Leopardess is coming through. I thought she liked heavy
Monkey,
ground.
oh, he was looking up for it. You know, he was wanted to join the party early on, didn't
Oh,
he?
they've put on
Yeah.
the gas. These first three, they've gone
Not a
clear.
chance, just lost
Listen,
a
I'm
few
not
positions,
I'm not
but-
going very well here,
not a
guys.
chance, no, not a chance. Just missed that fence as well.
What's that thing
I'm
in the,
having
in the
a
cheek pieces in the Potter's colours?
That's
cruising.
First Lord to
First Lord
Oh,
to
he always
cruise.
cruises. He'll find a way of ducking out of it. Mind you, I haven't backed him, so again, this could possibly be the day.
Quick Wave's going well.
Who's riding him today? It's Dave Noonan as well.
Bristol's
He loves
under
going up the
pressure.
inside at Dave Noonan on remastered. He did it at Newbury, didn't he? Such
I
good
just want
effect.
to win a race today.
Over it, I tell you what, he's jumping well actually, isn't he? Maybe all he needed was a marathon trip and 20 runners against him. So he didn't have the pressure of having to find anything.
Oh, Quick Wave's going well.
Quick Wave is going well. Bristol now starting to feel the ground a bit lively, isn't it? He'll keep going, Bristol, but and I tell you what, time to get up is sort of like on a going day. Whether it's good enough, we'll find out. Fontaine Collonge, that was a little plunge horse. You've got around about 10 lengths to make up on the front running stable, mate. You're not going anywhere. Slow watch like me. I'm on Moretti, I think, might have called it a day, hasn't he? Yeah. Fortescue probably should. Right, we're into the home straight. That means, what,
Bristol,
4 fences jumping in the home straight? Cloudy Glen at the moment's got them all at it. Snow Leopardess is going to come and have a crack, though.
Good, isn't
oh,
she?
This would be some story, wouldn't it? There are 2 mares against him now, because Quick Wave is the other one. Over he goes then. I think he's running on gas a little bit. Tim Pat pulled up. Grumpy Charlie pulled up again. Wheels have come off that one, unfortunately. First Lord de Chenet doesn't like it up him, and now he's under pressure. They've come clear, and again, nothing got near them from the back, have they?
Bristol's
remarkable how it happens.
Snow Leopardess is looking
She
good
might do
here.
this. The Longstons and the Fox Pits will be going absolutely mental here. And here comes Venetia's Quick Wave. She stays all the way, and she's got to turn her foot. So it's Venetia and the Longston stable at the moment. David Pipe looks like he's going to bag fourth. Over they go. Is this the last?
Oh,
no, look at Cloudy Glen again.
Last, I think.
Second last, that is. He's really battling, isn't he?
Come on,
battling
Oh,
all the way.
on, this is a great
This is his
race.
first one for 385 days. Wow, 3 of them up.
Look
So
at this.
I'd love Snow Leopardess to do this, wouldn't you?
Come on, sweetheart.
Come on, the Beecher winner. Up you get.
Come on,
Quick
sweetie.
Wave eyeballs. What's she going to find?
Oh, this is
Come
Got a
on,
horrible
girl.
feeling she's going to get done here, and that's only because I'm a big
So
fan
do
of her.
I.
Quick Wave, a lot of people gave her a chance,
Oh,
so she pulled up.
sweetheart.
How have you been forgiving? 2 mares coming clear. Cloudy Glen goes out on his shield in third, and Quick Wave is going
bless
to get
her.
up in the Grand National Trials with bid farewell to Haydock. What a race that was. Nostalgia, I think, certainly. A lot of us were expecting Bristol to Mai, but Snow Leopardess in first-time cheap pieces and Gav Sheehan has shown exactly why they're keeping her in training, and it's lovely to see. And Quick Wave either wins or pulls up, basically. It's win, P1 for her. And oh my Lord, was she a beaten favourite last time at
She was
Sandown?
beaten favourite in the Coral Welsh Grand National.
My Lord, she was fat for that,
time
wasn't
out.
she?
Yeah,
That was the Two Amigos race.
yeah.
I'd love to see that slow-mo to line. I bet Alice Plunkett is crying because even though Snow Leopardess just got pipped, if you look at her eyeballing Quick Wave just to say, I'm trying, and she ran her heart out.
She's a great horse, isn't
She couldn't have given another millimetre of her body. You could
enjoyed that.
see her there. That was beautiful to watch, and a great win for Venetia, fabulous. But God, those two, that was really nice to see them battling it out. They both wanted it, didn't they?
They were hoping that there would be another very wet spring for Snow Leopardess, weren't they?
Yeah.
I wonder if, I don't know.
Oh, that was great. That was really nice to...
And again, you've got to be forgiving, haven't you? She's only had 20 runs under rules, but she's been around for a long time.
Yeah.
And she's only really coming into her own, this mare. And again, you back a horse into favouritism, it pulls up, like a lot of you. It's the hardest thing in the game, that, isn't it? Knowing when to jump back on. Sent off at 18-1 today. I hope a lot of you out there kept the faith. We've got to get back to Ascot, though. And we've got now a bid farewell to Haydock. Still some decent racing coming up there now, but Bartlett Trial, that probably should have been on TV, to be fair, but let's not go there. That's coming up, so enjoy the rest of that. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll keep an eye on it Garran as well today, because it might not just be the Ascot Chase that is appointed towards the Ryanair. There was a race at Garran earlier, G-Rod, as well, wasn't there?
There was.
Red Mills Hurdle.
Yeah. Sharjah got beat, didn't he?
Sharjah did get beat. Why have we got a...
Sharjah.
What is he? What are you doing that for?
Sharjah runs like
I
that.
think that's a bit derogatory, isn't it? Not as derogatory as he was.
No,
about
because
it
he's a
yesterday.
very, very, very good
The
horse.
headline on the
Very
podcast
good
yesterday
horse.
you did with Bruce, and he asked you whether you were... Who did Katie Hopkins of racing? Oh, that's brilliant. Typical Brucey comment, that.
True, yeah.
No, but you, which your aunt, which you should... No, I'm not going to go into it, but you know, you say what you see, don't you? And you said that Sharjah was one of the most overrated horses of all time.
I said that Sharjah was one of the most overrated horses of all time, and the field door would definitely beat him, and that's what happened, is it not?
Yes.
He does have a funny way of running. He's very
Should we get an
talented.
update on the Cup? Can we do that? Can we get an update on the Cup? I've got a horrible feeling.
No.
It's
I'm
not
on
pretty.
one.
It's not pretty, says Mission Control and Sam. Oh, it hasn't moved for a little while, has it?
Oh my God, this
I'm usually in double figures by this point. You're dragging me down, Rodway.
This is so embarrassing. I'm
Quick
on
wave
one.
then. She's been trimmed, by the way, 33-1 for the Grand National, if anyone fancies sticking her in that. Snow Leopardess didn't go for her in the Grand National.
Anyway, JLo's going to win for us now.
JLo
So
is
we're
the
fine.
better day for me
We're
yet.
fine.
Didn't work out for Fontaine Collonge. I'm hoping that Charlie Deutsch has got it wrong. Shane Quinlan takes the ride. We're sitting and being interviewed at the moment by Chappers in the pre-parade ring. This
Got a nice face.
There is a plan with this horse. Moving from 3 runs to qualify for these graded handicaps to 4 has meant that a horse like JLo's got to show his hand more. This is the 4th run.
And the story's very interesting with this horse because bolted up on that debut. So then handicapper had to pretty much pluck a mark out of the sky, pretty much, because obviously what would you go on before that run?
There's only one here.
Yeah, what was that then? So 1 run prior to that race at Exeter, then was official rating of 114, then went to Haydock in that small field, whereas £10 Welling, that was the golden opportunity that was slightly missed. I think it was slightly missed. Anyway, it wasn't the dream because he was too energetic in the first half of the race and wasted a bit of energy. And then the last run, that 3rd at Sandown, like you said, I thought he actually looked a little bit outpaced at one point, if I'm completely honest, but then stayed on again. And he walked through the last, so it's got to surely, Dave.
And he flew up the running.
Yes, so today, surely all the jigsaw puzzles.
I'm getting on the Racing Post app. I'm gonna have another 5 for each one of them. Can you please place the team bet on JLo?
It's not JLo.
It is JLo.
Jello.
It's JLo. We're going to be dancing. We're going to be singing all the hits.
Jello, like Americans call jelly.
It might be Jello.
What's not to like about Jennifer Lopez? And this is the equine version.
How much are we have on this? 20?
What? £10 each way, I think, for the injured jockeys.
You want to do each way?
Yeah.
See,
how many places do we get,
please?
please?
Win. 4 places. That returns £80 if you win that for
Thank you very much. That'll do. Yeah, that'd be perfect.
I don't think you will.
Why don't you give us your case and Tom Siegel's case?
Yeah, I'm all over. Well, I've actually had 2 bets. I've tipped 2 horses in the paper. I've backed 50 Ball, who was second in probably the hottest Betfair hurdle a couple of years ago, which was won by Buzz. I think Edward Stone was in the race. It was a really good race.
It was.
A bunch of good horses behind.
Oh, Buzz.
And he's unbeaten at Ascot, absolutely loves it at Ascot, and he's really well handicapped on his best form. I'm on 50 Ball, and I know, do you remember a couple of years ago, Dave, we were sitting in this studio for this day, and I tipped a horse called Phoebo at 80 to 1.
Yes, Thibaut.
Yes, and Barry laughed me out of the place, and it looked for all the world like Phoebo was going to win, and he got caught on the run-in by Shannon Bridge and finished second.
It was 80 to 1 shot, I remember it, yeah.
He was 80
Who
to 1.
trains it again?
Adam West.
It used to be Kim Bailey, and you've got to think about Adam West.
Adam West, the excellent trainer. Batman. So, I'm with him again. I'm with Phoebo again. I think he could have run really well. He was running off the same mark as when he was second in that race. He was running out of the handicap that day because Call Me Lord was running off 150. This is a weaker race, so he's in the handicap this time. I've got Ben French Davis claiming another £7 off Phoebo's back.
I like it.
If he returns to the form he showed when he was second at 80 to 1 2 years ago, he's got a huge chance here and he's a massive price. So I've had 2 bets, 50 Ball and Phoebo. I had to pick one of them for the competition, and I picked 50 Ball because you get points for second and third, don't you? And he's probably more likely to finish second or third. Whereas I think Phoebo will either win.
You're going in again.
Or blow out. But I think Phoebo ran really well.
He's had a warm up on the flat for this. Ben French Davis takes off 7.
He's had
I'm not going to throw that out.
2 runs on the flat. All his best form's on good ground. He's got a great chance.
Okie dokie. 50 Ball then, of course, one of the price-wise selections out there for you, has been very well found in the market. Irish Hill is the fav, though, for Paul Nicholls and Harry Cobden. And this is a horse as a 4-year-old they thought would rate more higher than he did. We watched him go down there, the grey. He's just finding his feet now. A mark of 128, he probably hasn't reached the ceiling.
Yeah, this was that horse that fellow Tom Malone was convinced was the best horse that he'd ever bought or something.
And he tipped, we asked Tom Malone, the Blood Supremo, former jockey, for the pipes, of course, about because he made a quip, didn't he? He said, I've got 5 better juveniles than that at home or something.
You asked him for one.
Now, Tom. And Irish Hill was the one he put up, and I thought he was still holding a poker face there with me. And he actually won on his debut, but only because something came down that was upsides or in front of him. I can't remember what it was, and I thought,
it's a bonny looking horse.
But he is going places. I was speaking to Pat Cooney yesterday, who came and did What a Shout with us. This is Pat's nap.
He is a bonny looking horse, and how can anyone ever ignore Mr. Paul Nicholls? He knows what he's doing, that man.
Tom Siegel fancies his other one, doesn't he? Samareve.
You had dinner with him, didn't you?
Yeah, he just
Antigua.
he's on it though.
Was there anyone who wasn't in Antigua apart from me and Gino?
Yes.
Yeah,
Get yourself out
we
there.
need to invite.
Yeah.
This is on.
I was very taken with Paul. I've got to say, very taken with him. I thought
Who was he with?
So interesting. His wonderful wife or partner Poppy.
Yeah, no Poppy.
Great, really lovely. God, she was so fun and relaxed and just great company. But it was great to have a proper conversation with Paul, because you can't when you go racing. It's his job. But I can't believe how on it he is. Like, I know trainers are, but he is.
Who else was with him?
He's quite inspiring, actually.
Was it just Paul and Poppy? Very welcoming Poppy is when you go out ditchy.
She's lovely.
Did they have the cot with them as well?
Baby was at home.
Oh, Nanny.
Lovely.
No, I think it was her. Was it her mum?
But who else was on the table? Come on, are people watching this?
Jed Mason was there. He's a dream, an actual dream. He is. God, he's nice.
It was nice.
Nothing not to like about Jed
here,
Mason. Probably
Yeah. We weren't sure what he was going to make of you, but he actually quite liked you, didn't he?
salt of the earth.
I hope so.
Dave Lowe got him in. Yeah, he's an absolute gent, isn't he? It hasn't quite worked out for Hitman, has it? But they've got some big, and Protector Out needs to bounce back.
There's not many.
They've got Hermes.
There's not many Jed Masons of the world. He is genuinely salt of the earth, and he's in this because, and the partnerships he has is because he wants to get the fun out of racing. He loves it. Yeah.
I think that
I was overwhelmed.
Protector Out ran really well at Cheltenham.
I don't.
I do.
Why don't you like him?
I don't.
I do.
Why don't you like him?
I think he's had his chance. I don't think you come back with a horse like that and win it.
He was only 7 years old last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, I just don't think he can beat. I don't think he can get near Gallop in the Shop.
I think Gallop in the Shop.
I think Brave Man's Game will beat him as well. Right, Members Club offer there, 50% off your first 3 months, and we're going to be looking at the race of the day for me after this. All right, I'm back. I was on another fiver each way on Jada, who is drifting, by the way, all of a sudden. He's pretty solid at 6, isn't he? 70. What's this whiz kid? It's been a bit up and down year for a season so far for Dr. Richard Newland, isn't it?
Yeah.
Went very quiet during the winter. He's going to have a lot of very good handicap horses. Do you think this is one? Beaten favourite last time out. Could this do a quick wave? Was second, but didn't get the money. Luke Scott taking off 7. Don't know a lot about Luke Scott. We need Charlie Posted. Tell us about him.
Yeah, he was on my shortlist, I seem to remember. I think the claimer's pretty
Yeah, I
good.
don't know much about.
For £7, Luke Scott, I think it's
Post it
pretty
if
good.
you're watching. Get your encyclopedia out and let us know. He finished, just got touched off on horse called Progressive at Wetherby in the week.
The Public.
Yes,
That's still a nice horse. Was it
It's just a
Toby?
case of when the handicapper gets on Public.
I
isn't
know. Was it Musselburgh? Was it Musselburgh?
Yeah, 19 days ago, so it would have been Musselburgh, wouldn't it? Huntingdon, sorry, beat
Yeah, but was it Musselburgh
the time before
It was a
that?
bit disappointing actually at Musselburgh, I thought. But
Not
Musselburgh's
all horses take to it, do
Musselburgh's
they?
unique on the sand. Yeah, but
Tight.
still a nice horse.
All right, okay, the lining up then, it's the 3 o'clock. We're T minus 35 minutes until the big one of the day, then it is the Ascot Chase. Let us know what you're with that. Great to have you with us this afternoon. We're rocking and rolling. The team bet for the Injured Jockeys Fund here that we placed on the Racing Post app is J-Lo. My Nat for Lucky 15 as well. J-Lo, not Jello.
Jello.
He will bounce off this surface, not wobble.
They're off.
All right, off we go. And I'm delighted to say you're trying to make all in a hurdle race at Ascot with 50 ball on it, and Niall Houlihan trying to do Editor Jeet tactics here. He's got company though, unsurprisingly.
Very good, isn't he?
The outsider of the lot for Jack Quinlan, Amy Murphy's up there. What else is there? Glyn for Nicky Henderson, Nico de Boinfield, 20-to-1 shot, rare 20-to-1 shot in this race for them.
He's very good, isn't he, Niall Houlihan, do you think?
Yeah.
£3, excellent value for
Yeah,
£3.
Grade 1 winning rider claiming £3.
Yeah.
You know,
Irish
it
Hill,
must have
prominent, nice posse.
Where are we, Nat?
Irish Hill here on the inside.
No, where are we?
Oh, where are we? We're
What
fine.
else?
We're
Can you go on J-Lo Cam?
we're absolutely fine.
You're right at the back.
We're right at the back.
Sophony Bay on the inside as well, another outsider. Pete's fine.
We are right at the back, Dave.
There's a lot of pace on it.
fine.
But it's okay. It's fine. It's
A bit sweaty as well. Maybe that's why he drifted out slightly. Too friendly. Where's that horse?
Don't be getting worried just
Only
yet.
ran 9 days ago. That could be quite keen for the
A
skeletons on
bit
the inside.
sweaty. He looks like he's
Tad sweaty. Petit Tonnerre. Was this the one that pulled up that was fancy, wasn't it? Was that in the Lanzarote as well? It was in the West Balboa race here, which was the Lanzarote, wasn't it? Got knocked over by a horse, Petit Tonnerre, early on pretty much. They had to pull up.
They're pretty well bunched though, aren't they? They're pretty well bunched.
Samareve. going very well in the mid-pack at the moment as well. Still a 6-year-old. It didn't work out for him, did it, on the chasing debut when he fell? They're reverting to hurdles, basically.
One of Tom Siegel's selections today, and he's Samareve.
I missed that one.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought, all right, fine. Okay, I thought it was just 50 ball in this. He often puts 2 in a race, doesn't he, Tom?
Yeah, we've both gone for 2. Yeah.
Remind us where Thibaut is then.
Yeah, Thibaut's dropped right to the back, so he's just struggled to hold an early position there, Ben French Davies, and he's got caught on the outside. So this can be a slight issue, can't it? When you've got a £7 claimer on riding against professionals in competitive handicap, maybe
getting
just
caught on the wing.
Getting caught on the wing and not getting a great position can obviously be a bit of a problem. But that's why you get your £7, of course.
Indeed.
So,
all right, so all to play for at the moment then as we turn it onto the far side at Ascot. Reminder that we go to Wincanton for the 312 after this. Slowly getting used to these race times.
Very, very luxurious wallpaper designer, Thibaut. Like the most expensive wallpaper. If
What,
Google,
Thibaut?
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Well, Kim Bailey used to have
I
it.
think you call it like Thibaut.
Maybe Boris Johnson should have had it.
bear that in mind.
Or
Very
Kerry.
strange.
All right, okay. A very clever ride this so far, by the way, on Niall Houlihan, because he's pretty fresh, isn't he, on 50 bill? But he slowed it right down,
Yeah.
Jim.
Yeah, he has slowed it right up
Which
in
is
front.
not what you want if you're out the back at the moment.
That's what he was trying to do on the Editor de Jeep,
We're
wasn't
4 out, I think, there.
No,
And
we've got-
J-Lo still sees them in.
it? A bit more to go than that.
Is this the 4th last coming up?
The next one might be full.
No, that was 4 out.
Are you sure?
It was 7 of 10.
Okay, you.
Thankfully, I do like that on Sky Sports Racing, by the way.
7,
which we're
8,
watching,
9,
obviously.
10. So the next one's full.
I'd be quite excited about Irish Hill right
Glyn
now.
is
Yeah, got
eyeballing
them,
50 ball all of a sudden. Oh, you might be right, actually, G.
the
Thibaut's
back.
making a bit of a
Yeah,
move. We're
Thibaut's
right at the
moving
back
up
of the
now.
minute. I mean, come on, Jono, you need to get a move on, old son.
I like Irish Hill.
Get
now.
off the blocks.
They're stacking right up. This is a right packing field here, Dave, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, Shane Quinlan is he's treating this like this is Frankel out the back at the
Gonna
moment.
turn up to a right
Yeah.
sprint.
All right, so it is. Look, they're. I mean,
come
this is exciting. We love these handicap hurdles at Ascot. And 50 ball now puts the pedal on the metal. Does Niall Houlihan? Irish Hill perfectly placed
I
on the
like
inside.
this Irish Hill's looking decent
That
here.
was 3 out, wasn't it, I think?
Jump there.
That was 3 out, and now Petit Tonnier, I can see him starting to move. This is where they start going for it, and they're on the climb. You don't want to be too far behind. That was 3 out then. G-Rob was right, annoyingly. I'll tell you what on earth are they doing with Jada? My lord.
Don't know.
I mean, the crimes.
mean,
this is going to be a run on late, I think.
Gonna be
Petit
a-
Tonnier's the
I'm
one
not
I'd
gonna
be
be
with now,
invited
guys.
back.
If I had to switch for JP, creeping into it. 50 ball's going to have to be some horse, I think, to see them all off in the home straight. On Public still going well. In fact, they're all
going
still
well.
going in with a shout.
Except
aren't they?
J-Lo,
Except
who's
women
not.
J-Lo, who's totally outpaced. You might have been right, Tom Leach, about that ground. I might give you this one. That is horrible watching
Hold
at the
on,
moment.
bro, this is-
But honestly, call it, guys.
Come on, Irish
Oh, it's
Hill.
wide open.
They're coming
Irish
to 2
Hill.
out. I'll tell you what, J-Lo's
Irish
finally
Hill
started
is the
going.
winner of this race.
Well, he's cruising.
He's
Irish
just taken it
Hill.
up at the second last. God, J-Lo, what have you done?
Irish
Shane
Hill has
Quinlan?
got loads left in the tank. He's a
Petit Tonnier coming after him. Irish Hill on the inside. Whatever wins this, we're going to make a move, I think, for the
Come on,
the
Irish
boys
Hill.
race.
You've got this. He's got
Really
so much
disappointing.
more. Like, go
absolutely
long.
behind.
Go on.
Irish Hill
Beautiful.
climbs
jump.
over that one as well. Too friendly
Beautiful
coming.
jump.
Paul Nicholls looks like he might have a 1-2 here. It's Irish Hill. Pat Cooney napped it yesterday, and what a shout. He's got it right, the pesky bookie rep. What's this coming? That was a massive run, that from Zoffany Bay. Aidan Coleman, Peter Fahey in second. Haven't seen him
Oh,
for
it's
700 days.
beautiful by
Summer
Irish
Eve in
Hill.
third. Too friendly, and Petit Tonnier just didn't see it out. Blimey, O'Reilly. That's a project I'm going to want to try and get back, isn't it? I think on that old J-Lo. Ugh! There we go. Never mind. All right, listen, if you sided with the Fav, go and collect. Was that a pre-clue to come for Shishkin in the 335, the Ascot Chase? That has won that like a horse capable of quite a bit more, I think.
That horse can skip through the air. It can go long. It jumps brilliantly. It's light on the ground. It's got an engine. Only once when he first hit the front, he pricked his ears up to say, "Hey up, I'm at the front. Hey up." Then got it, kicked on, winged the last.
He's Irish, so he probably wouldn't have said A up
Well, he
and
probably
got to
went,
the front.
"Oh, bejeebs. Oh, bejeebs, I'm here about the
Just have
front."
to serve it up for Nat and she'll
Oh,
deliver.
and look at the gate, the action on
He
it.
jumped those last two beautifully, yeah.
God, I love
Tom
that
Malone
horse.
knew what he was talking about, didn't he? Martin Broughton's
How
got
his
another
back
one. yeah?
legs track up to the front. That is powerful, that horse, for a light-framed horse. That's my performance of the day.
Okay, performance of the day so far, and yet we've got the Grade 1 Ascot Chase to come. We're popping to Kingwell in around about 5 minutes' time, but G-Rod, anything to take from that?
No.
Where does that bloke go? Do you think they're keeping for Aintree, or do you think they'll be tempted to go now and stick? It could probably Freddie Gingle's ride, wouldn't it, if it was to go for the boys' race?
Yeah, probably
He
would
did
be,
win that, of
wouldn't
course,
it?
with
Yeah.
Harry Durham, won that for his boss, didn't he, of course? They're possible doing it.
Yeah, I don't know where they'll go. Yeah, it's, you never know with Paul now, do you? You would have said certainly 10 years ago, certainly the festival, but now he likes to hang on to
Ames.
Cheltenham, doesn't he? So.
Okay, sooner we move on for Ascot for me, the better. That didn't work out, but sometimes you get it wrong, don't you? Anyway, Zoffany Bay, who our social team doyen, Charlie Sharp's got a little. They'll be absolutely delighted with that. It's a syndicate-owned horse, and Peter Five's a very good trainer.
Brilliant.
Really, really good run in second there, and Samaree put himself back on track. Freddie took that ride, so he's probably watching Irish Hill thinking, oh, I'd love to ride that governor at Cheltenham. Anyway, look, we'll pick the bones out of that. We've got to go for the Kingwell Hurdle. It's been Goshen's race the last couple of years, isn't it? But it's a neat little race here. I thought that I Like to Move It might bounce back. They all ran, of course. Was it New Year's Day? They came up against each other. Nappers and First Street. And First Street came out on top. I worry about First Street out there. Let me just get out of this way. I think the better the race he runs in, the better he looks.
So
I'm worried about him in this small field.
Who do you fancy?
I fancy I Like to Move It. He's a course winner, and I think he'll do it. Who do you like?
I'm on Nappers Hill. I think that he'll be too quick for First Street around here. I thought that First Street's always looked like he wanted a bit further, and I thought he improved for a step up in trip last time at Cheltenham. And I think Nappers Hill's the more natural speed horse, and I think around Wincanton he might have too much for him.
If he wins this First Street, he'll be going to the Champion Hurdle because he's just that sort of horse, and he's going to have to run there, or he's going to be lumping it. And Dave Lowe, who went down to speak to Nicky Henderson at Stable Tour, that was the word. So they're hoping he comes through this. Look, it's Marie's form on offer, isn't it? And this is your banker for Cheltenham, Marie's Rock. So you want to see him win this, really?
Yeah, I don't suppose it matters, does it? As long as one of those three wins, I suppose you could argue it's still a boost for Marie's Rock. But I think Nappers Hill will win. I'm fairly confident. I was going to tip him in the paper, but I just didn't see the point. I mean, he's 2-1. What's there to be gained, really? He's a short price, isn't he?
I don't know. You've got three runners in it, basically. If you think the Global Citizen who will likely take them along that, I don't know. You could argue that 15 to 8 is not a bad price if you like Nappers Hill, personally. But which one do you think wins?
I like to move it.
The Madagascar.
I like to move it. No, I suspect, I know I could be wrong, I suspect Sammy will want to go to the front if Bryony might want to go to the front, actually. Look at Nappers Hill's looking quite keen. But I thought Sammy Twiston Davis will want to get to the front on I Like to Move It, and I'm hoping he'll be able to stay there. I'm going to ignore the flop behind Marie's Rock at Cheltenham because there was no trainer explanation for the poor form that day. And it's
not the way to ride him either, is it? Hold him up over 2 miles. He also likes to get on with it.
100 Dave, and also keeping him completely out of the pace was just disaster. So. Yeah. And there was no explanation, so that doesn't worry me. There was no bleed, there was no this, there was no that. But he wasn't ridden up with the pace. I think this is a completely different affair today, and I need a win. I think this is going to be a quick double at Wincanton for the Twisters as well, because I think Fantastic Ass will bounce back. He pulled up in the Welsh now. She's going to do a quick in the 3:42. This could decide the RP Live trophy. I mean, it could really. If we're split on
dare we see?
How many points for a win? 5.
5 for a win. Points. 3 for a second. 1 for a third.
Right, Nat, come on, we can get this. I know we can. And,
can we please? Because otherwise it's a bit, We can. All right, so a reminder, this is the penultimate race of the day here on Racing Post Live. Fast and Furious it's been this afternoon. Just go quickly, doesn't it?
It does. Have you enjoyed your return?
I'm ready for a Guinness.
Are you now?
That's my favourite drink. Oh, and peanuts and crisps.
Oh. Right, because of course you're a bit hungry at the moment, aren't you? We'll get to that. I can hear Mr. Goodrow laughing. There's not just 3 of us in this studio, if you haven't guessed. All right, okay. A penultimate race coming up.
He's such a monkey.
You have had a bit of baby brain as well this afternoon. Right, on we go. Nappers Hill jumps off in front. That's the first thing to say. You're going to have to try and make all. Global Citizen wasn't great there at the start. He just jinxed slightly. We thought he might take them along, the old boy. Tom Bellamy trying to get to the front. But Nappers Hill, basically, when he beat So Royale here, a couple back, he wouldn't stop him, was he? So he hasn't done much for that form, but I don't know whether we can really hit him with that stick because he's wrong ground for So Royale, fence, his top company.
Yeah, that was
He probably
good.
beat a
I Like to Move It was
not good there.
He didn't know whether to go long or short, and he blundered. But anyway, don't put you off too much.
They're trapping, aren't they? 35 miles an hour. That is breaking the clock, as we know.
I still think Sam wanted to be at the front. He's like, bloody hell, Brian. But God, Brian, he's gone.
Yeah.
So now it's they're not hanging around.
No, but Bryony's got to the front, and what she's trying to do in these very, very famous Voigt colours, she's just trying to now just put the anchor down slightly. She's on the outside of Global Citizen, which she won't like so much, I don't think, because it means she's got to go stride faster than she wants. I Like to Move It's hanging on there. And First Street with James Bowen, the reason why he's at Wincanton today, the Fav, goes in there. And we'll find out a lot about his attitude. When he beat Grivitana at Newbury in the Jerry Fielden, I thought he had to think about going past that day.
Yeah, I think you might be right there. Yeah, I backed him.
I
that
don't know.
day.
It's
Yeah.
just never been a horse that I've really been with, and very, very talented. He's only 6.
Crikey,
Like a
this
lovely,
is such
lovely
a
chase
shock
next
from the
season.
races that we've been watching because I'm like flipping it. They're absolutely going for it, aren't they? I'm
I just wonder whether First Street's really enjoying it, actually, because she is absolutely putting
Dave,
her foot
I
to
think
the
we
pedal.
can be optimistic about this.
So do I. He likes the red zone.
Jumping
I like to move it, I think.
He likes a red zone, does he?
He likes the red zone. He beat a very well handicapped horse.
I'm happy.
in Gin Coco in the Greatwood. He's no slouch.
If you're on
Over
Nappers
he
Hill
goes.
like me, you've
much
got to be a
better.
little bit
You
worried.
I like to move it, don't you?
I do like I like to
Oh,
move
I thought
it.
you
Yeah,
did.
yeah, but you've got to be a little bit worried. She's going a bit too quickly here on the lead, and
I agree,
she's
but
really
he's
going
jumped-
fast.
Sam's got it now. Look how well he's jumping now. I like to
He's
move
coming
it.
into
He's
it now.
really...
Has she done too much? She being Bryony
Yeah.
on Nappers Hill, of course, showed a real liking for this course and ground as well. And is it again? He's a horse that does want a little bit further as well, probably, doesn't he? On he
We're
goes.
in a lovely rhythm now.
We are.
Dave.
Global
We're-
Citizen. It's not really been a going day for him, the old boy. But he's going to earn his corn, isn't he? Of course, getting round.
Earn
Listen,
his oats tonight.
absolutely. We're 20 minutes away from the big one of the day. We've got to put a team bet in that. And might even get some scarves out for you and all that sort of thing. But I like to move it now. Ranges up to the quarters. And again, look at First Street. He's not a straightforward ride, is he?
Flat to the boards,
No.
First Street. This is faster than he's ever been,
I
probably.
think it probably is. But again, if they have gone too soon, then we will find out. So at the moment, it's G-Rod versus Nat Green and Dave Orton. And it's First Street back in third. Global Citizen, to his credit, he's
Yes,
just been
keep on.
taken off his feet. He's not shirking it at all.
Sammy Boy's not moved yet. Brian
very
is giving
keen.
Nappers a... Come on, Sammy Boy's like...
Nappers looks gone here, I
I
think.
got
He's
this.
out on his feet.
Don't.
I like to move it, go stand side. We can
Come on,
see such
Sammy
dramatic
boy.
things. First Street just hasn't enjoyed it at all. Again, not done with, but out on his feet. As
Come
I
on,
like to
Sammy
move it.
boy.
Off he goes then with 2 to go.
Tell him up. Go on.
What a
Get him
soaring
up.
jump there. Over he goes. This is what we thought we would see.
Get him up, TD.
This is going to be a champion hurdle, runner. Thank goodness for that, because everyone's moaning about the race
Sammy.
coming up. This bloke, the Greatwood winner, it's what we want to see. And he's absolutely
Come on, Sammy.
top of a new one here. Yes. This was a great jumping performance. But some people slightly worried about the track. They didn't see the C in his form, and he slammed 2 very good. I'll tell you what,
yes.
this is impressive, G.
Yes, he's got a good
Oh,
end to this horse.
G-Rod gave me a look there. And look at Sam Twist and
Sammy
Davis.
didn't
That
get
means a
big
lot
pat
to
on the
him.
neck. Yes.
All right, great stuff. Well done, Nat. I like to move it.
Thank the Lord.
Move it. The Greatwood winner is back
I like
on
to
track.
move it. I like to move it.
Happy days, 100 to 30 winner then on the board, and you can see the relief coming from Nat next to me when she goes naught from, basically. Yeah, let's get a trophy update if you don't mind. I think they've got a great chance of the next at Wincanton as well with fantastic cats. Oh, look at that.
Dave,
1 more to go.
I'm only on 6.
Nat, you can't win it. That means, because
Oh,
I think we're all on the same horse, aren't we?
No.
Oh.
No.
I'm
Aha. Oh, he knows how to play the game, does G-Rod. All right, we've got 1 more to come. Let's get some quotes up if we can for the champion hurdle for this chap, because look, he's going to run there, all right? No one is saying he's going to be Constitution Hill, but that, if you weren't impressed with that, there's something wrong with you, isn't there?
I thought that was really good.
Yeah.
Has that not got a chance in the champion hurdle? I mean, he's won twice around.
Very
Cheltenham.
careful of history, because I remember when Goshen won that race, you got very excited about the champion hurdle, didn't you?
Yeah,
I mean, it was in a year which we thought, all right, look,
But that
it wasn't a strong year, I don't think.
That was Goshen, wasn't it? Yeah, this is I like to move. It's a much more straightforward horse. They went a proper pace. He jumped well, travelled well. He likes Cheltenham.
Big engine.
Interesting.
He looks very genuine.
Very interesting indeed.
he was, apart from getting close to 1, he jumped brilliantly. He looked a pleasurable ride.
Yeah, it was. It was the second hurdle, I think, when they were trapping.
And then he was
If
grand.
Constitution Hill, if Constitution Hill had done that to that field, everyone would be waxing lyrical about how great he is. So you've got to say, well, that was good.
Good point.
Really good.
Yeah, but let's pour a bit of scorn onto that. He was getting £2 from Nappers, right? And I know that really didn't make any difference. Nappers went a proper pace. But we're talking about 150 horses here. We're not talking about heady 177s and all that sort of stuff.
No, we're not.
So that he's proved himself there to be a 160.
There are not many. There are not many 170 horses over hurdles out there. There's only Constitution Hill, and then
He's halved in price anyway. Paddy Power have made him 25s from 50s.
State man.
On a new bet.
State man concept. It's like this is what we've been saying for a long time. Like the hurdling division is really, really weak at the moment, and
He's just added a bit of solidity to it, isn't he?
Honeysuckle's won 2 very weak champion hurdles and is now being exposed this year because we've got some proper good hurdlers. And State Man's very good and Constitution Hill's very good. But beyond those two, it's quite a weak division.
Potentially Honey's age a little bit as well. Like, how long do people expect her to stay at the very, very top?
Caused a bit of stuff in that, didn't it? The announcement to go to the
getting a bit
mares.
older, mare. I mean, she can't just keep. They don't just keep.
I don't have a massive problem with them going for the mares, but the issue for me is if she goes for the mares and doesn't win it, that to me tarnishes her legacy a little bit. Whereas if she goes champion hurdle, finishes an honourable 3rd or 4th, then you can say, oh well, she had a great career, she ran in loads of champion hurdles, she won 2, she won, what, 4 Irish, 3 Irish
I
champion
don't think
hurdles.
she's going to win it.
But I don't think she's going to win.
I also
the
think
mares
it's hard
hurdle.
when people say, I'm not going to go here, I'm not going to go there, and then do it. It's like maybe just say less.
Yeah.
Because then it's hard then. Do you know what
Then
I mean? 'Cause it's
suppose
out there.
I suppose that's partly our fault, and we always ask them, and they give an answer.
I know, but I know.
That was impressive, though, wasn't it? But it's probably made him a 160 horse, right?
Yeah, will they go for the champion? I presume.
Yes.
I presume they're
Of
going
course
to
they
go.
will. It's not
they're
Tristan
gonna go
Davidson,
for the
please.
champion.
Of course they're going to go for the champion.
I don't think he's out of it. I think he could definitely.
He'll definitely have a say in
He
it.
definitely could be in the first 3.
Yeah.
That was the performance.
That is a horse that could well reach
That was
the
the
paces.
performance of the day so far.
That was lovely.
He likes Cheltenham, that horse. You know, he's got. I don't really.
It's good for the Kingwell Hurdle because a lot of people weren't treating it that seriously this year, and it is a race where they used to, but back in the old days, it used to be a proper trial, didn't it?
Yeah.
Proper trial. So great for Wincanton.
Alderbrook
Good to
used
see
to-
that.
Remember when the Charlie Hall used to be good?
Well, hang on a minute. Brave Man's Game might still make it look good. Don't give it a large. It's on the King George as well. It's on Charlie Hill.
It just
blimey.
should be bigger than it is. It annoys me.
Yes.
It
All
should
right.
be a bigger race than it is. It should be better prize money. It should be bigger.
Some people thinking that Bryony went a bit too fast there in the.
Yeah, but the thing is, she still beat First Street, didn't she? So if she'd
Luke
gone
Clausen's not happy at all.
if she'd
He is
gone-
not Luke.
too fast, she wouldn't have finished second, would she?
Luke's
Too
a
slow.
Yorkshireman, I think.
If she'd gone too fast,
Oh, to please
she
his
wouldn't
Yorkshireman.
have finished second because she would have got so
Oh,
tired.
sorry. Yeah, of course. Sorry. Yeah.
Napperton would have got so tired.
Yes.
First Street would have
Whereas he
outstayed
didn't,
him.
so-
But if
Cool, boys.
girls,
You've been a bit harsh.
if I like to move it and not run,
Yeah.
then we would be saying good ride
Yes.
because she won.
Mm.
So
I would be like, I mean, I obviously used to ride out every day for my job for 6 years, but I'd be the worst jockey. I'd just go hell for leather. I would.
You'd be like Tom
couldn't
Scudamore.
go- I wouldn't be able to control
Should we have a
myself.
quick chat about Tom Scudamore because we've got 15 minutes to this next race. Tom Scudamore yesterday announced on a Friday he was booked to ride. He was booked to ride JLo initially. You know,
yeah, it was. Yeah.
he was booked up on Saturday rides, and then on Friday morning the press release came out very, very quickly to the PA, by the way, like really quick. We got him on Watch Out very quickly. I say we. Dave Lowe was giving it the
He was
eye
on
about
it.
that.
Yeah.
But he's great to talk to. He was one of the first ever Watch Out guests, you know, came in the studio. His dad came in as well before him as well. That was a tough one.
Yeah, it makes me feel a little bit old because I do remember him winning a race at Cheltenham when he should have been at school. He was obviously a very young jockey at the time.
1998 was his first winner at Warwick for Martin.
Yeah, like obviously he was a famous name because his dad was Peter, who obviously was a great jockey himself.
And broadcaster back in our youth, he was always on the telly, Peter.
And
he came in and did What a Shout, and he kept looking at the camera
Oh, bless him.
like it was Morecambe and Wise. You know, I was a bit like, where's he going with
He's a
this?
good talker.
Very, well, God, yeah.
talk about underrated. I mean, Scoo was an underrated jockey, wasn't he? He was a great jockey, I thought. Anyway,
I did.
and I remember Tom Scoo winning a race when he was in his teens. You know, and now he's retiring already.
Lofturg, he said, was his favourite horse.
Yeah, he's had a
Rode
great
well chief to win
career.
the maiden hurdle at Taunton before AP stole it off him. Of course, he took the ride from AP, when AP went to be JP McManus's first jockey. And that was a lot of people wondering how that would go. Over 1,500 winners. What was it? 13 Grade 1s. Thistle Crack Association was amazing. But that Western Warhorse, Arkle, Watch It Back. The only thing that we would say about Tom is he just, because of the pipe horses, he learned that trade. They just used to keep going. Do you remember the days where you just had them fitter than everyone else?
Yeah.
And he would press the button 3 out at Cheltenham and it would stay there. The game changed slightly, you know, and Tom had to evolve around that. But you saw on Sky Pirate, I remember, he made Sky Pirate. He took that ride.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
And I remember Keels napped it. We thought Sky Pirate was one of the dodgiest thinkers in the game. And Tom sat on it, and I went, Kills, you know what's going to happen? He's going to go tearing off in front. And Tom held him up at the back and showed he could do it every which way. And that was a brilliant ride. I would say one of the best Tom Scudamore rides I've ever seen.
There was another horse that he transformed, which was Cloth Cap. We spoke about him earlier. Yeah. Do you remember Cloth Cap couldn't win a race? And then all of a sudden, Tom Scu got on, made the running, and he won 2 big races.
There's something really sad about it, though, for me. I can see why old people are so cantankerous and think that their generation was the best ever. I'm going to end up, like, when I'm 70, thinking this generation was the best ever. But I do get a bit sad when I think Scu, Ruby, AP, like...
Come on, we've got the new guys coming through. You can't hang on to that.
Yeah, but you can when you become really good mates with these guys. Like Tom Scu, Aidan Coleman, Richie McClernand. When I started working for Go Racing in Yorkshire, Dickie, these guys helped me so much. Like in my job, I'm never going to be able to forget it. They were the one people that put their arm around me, and I say, what does that mean? Like, why am I, what can I go in here? Can I go in there? But like, nah, it's fine, relax. Like, I wouldn't eat all day, and they'd be like, come into Jockey's room. What are you on about? Come and get some food. Come and get a cup of tea. Yeah. They were just the salt of the earth kind of people.
Claudette's coming in for Tom Scu anywhere. We've just given him one. No, well, anyway, look, you're quite right, and some people thought he could have gone on a little bit longer, but he goes out on his own terms.
Yes.
As a jockey, that's exactly what you want. A glittering career. We salute you, Scu. Let's get you in the studio, shall we?
Yes. And enough can be enough. Only so many injuries, so many falls. You can just be like, got kids, great dad, great. You've got to. There's the time I think when you just go, I've got to look after myself a bit here.
We'll continue this chat in the pub later, all right? Not now, all right? Because we've got a Grade 1 coming up.
Yeah, we know who's going to win, so.
I know you're a bit rusty.
We know who's going to win.
Right, OK, we know who's going to win. All right, says Nat Green. It's the 335. It is the Ascot Grade 1 chase won by the greats over the years. And the Rhinehead is pretty desperate for something to emerge on top here. Now, Fakou Dudiri, he's won this, and Mud was flying last year. He's been trained for this race with Joseph O'Brien, who I can tell you we're hoping you might hear from very soon in this studio because it's in the know on Monday night. And Joseph is lined up for that. I can see Mission Control going, you're not supposed to tell him all that. But I think Joseph is going to come on, and that's a bit of a coup, that is, by the way.
You've said it now.
I've said it.
Luckily you said it that quickly, no one understands what you said.
So. But we've also got Shishkin coming back here, and this is the moment you Shishkin fans have been waiting for. And Graeme Rodway, why is that?
Well, we want to see him back at his best, don't we? I think everyone wants to see him back to their best, whether you're with him or you're not in this race. And I just think that it's possible, isn't it, that the step up in trip will suit. He won the Sydney Banks over 2.5 pretty much at Huntingdon as a novice hurdler, and he's always looked a bit like he would appreciate further.
Gold Cup, people were screaming about when he was winning Arkles and things like that. He will go and do that, King George we all thought would be his race. Here he is over 2 mile 4. He has shown his best form on softer ground. We were look, he's running today. If you're not going to run on this, you're not going to run at Aintree in April, are you? Do you know what I mean? So
no, I think he should be fine on the ground. It's just whether he's back, isn't it, and whether he's back to his best.
Well, let's try and get some solidity here, because we did go down and visit Hendo on Monday, and here's what he had to say about his former champion.
Looking ahead to Shishkin, who comes back on Saturday. Obviously, how's he been? And how has schooling been good?
Well, the first thing that's important is to try and get to Ascot on Saturday. He's in good form. His schooling's been absolutely excellent. He's never been a brilliant workhorse, so it's quite hard to gauge him sometimes. But I'd like to go to Ascot, but we're going to need. I haven't spoken to him yet, but I hope he's putting plenty of water on it.
Is there a case where if he does not go to Ascot, he could just go straight to the Ryanair or straight to the Gold Cup?
I don't think he goes straight to the Gold Cup. I'm fairly sure about that. He could go. Yeah, I mean, if he can't run at Ascot, he'd have to go straight to the. He would go straight to the Ryanair. I'd have to take the gamble. I mean, maybe I've got it wrong and haven't put him in the Champion Chase, which he's already won. You'd say, well, that's. That sounds crazy, but I hope I don't have to supplement him for the Champion Chase, and I hope I'm going to find out that he does stay.
Yeah, obviously, if you haven't tested him over there, would be the route you maybe look to, the Champion?
Well, you'd be taking a bit of a gamble there, wouldn't you? But I think it would be the one I would take, yes.
Probing questions from Dave Lowe there. Getting inside the mind of Hendo, leaving nothing on the shelf. But as you can see, I don't think this is going to be Shishkin's day. Neither does Natalie. But there is one who is keeping the faith. And of course it is the old Bristol Bear over there.
Come on, Shishkin, let's do it. Let's deprive Dave of this trophy that he seems to take away every week.
This is your moment
Don't know
to try
how.
and dethrone me.
Yeah, this is my moment. And what other horse would you like in your camp than Shishkin?
What are we going to do here for the bet for the 100 Jockeys Fund? How are we going to play this? I'm asking that question without knowing. So it's not like we've got like pre-rehearsed. We've got Pick Dory at 3s.
Well,
we've got Miller's Bank at 12s, who some people fancy to run a big race. First Flow, who of course has the form, is just going to be 14 lengths off him, but he wants this trip these days. The ground probably going to ground him. Great CI Right having a go in here. At least he'll hopefully ensure it's a fair old gallop as well, won't he? But how do we play the bet here?
I don't know.
In my head.
I really don't know what's going to win this
First
race.
forecast. I don't know.
Should probably say that to start with. I just support Shishkin because I like him, but I really don't know what's going to win.
Chris Timms in the chat is saying this is a no-bet race. I mean, a lot of people out there are like, how can you go? How can you? Because Shishkin drifted out, and a lot of... Then I started thinking to myself, all right, Shishkin at 11 to 4, 3 to 1. All right, maybe that is... What price do you take a chance on Shishkin? Because he has got that A game about him, hasn't he? He's got the worldie, as I call it, Fakir Duderis can't beat an Allaho, right? That's a worldie. Shishkin is a worldie. So Fakir Duderis has got, he's got so many seconds next to his name with top company, mainly Allaho. Surely if Fakir wins this, he goes Ryanair, right? And if Shishkin wins this, who sometimes, somehow, despite the fact he's only finished third in the Kingle Creek, heads the Kingle Creek. I almost had baby brain there. Kingle Creek. Somehow he heads the market for the Ryanair. What a mess the race is.
I don't think he'll run in the Ryanair. If you read Feki Duderi.
Oh, I was going to say you could get on now.
Jasif has kept his cards close to his chest about this. It's not like he doesn't go at Cheltenham. He just knows he can't beat Allaho, so let's go and win at Aintree.
Maybe. At the start of the year, they interviewed him for the stable tour, and Joseph said that we'll probably miss Cheltenham and we'll go for Aintree. So, and this race is fairly close to Cheltenham. And then,
it is.
I could see him winning this or running well in this and then going to Aintree, a fresh horse like he has done in the past.
They were vying for favouritism, by the way. It looks like Shishkin's just about going to win that race.
Alternatively, like someone, I think a few people have said this, Parky said it yesterday when I was talking to him, maybe the bet is to back Shishkin for the Ryanair, because if he wins this, then he will be favourite for the Ryanair, and if he doesn't win it, he probably won't run, and you can get non-runner no bet. Is that a fair way to play?
Yeah, that's quite... God, there's so many... I would love to see Shishkin just...
It's non-runner, no bet, isn't it, of course? It was on being told by
that's what I'm thinking,
Well, you want to see Shishkin...
That's what Tom Park thinks, But it is...
you want to see him run well.
Got to be the race for him, isn't it?
It's Shishkin. We love Shishkin. He's a superstar. We want him to... But I don't know. I've just got this really weird...
Are we betting or not?
Gut feeling. I'm going to... Fakaduderi's the winner.
9 to 4 was the price about him,
Second
wasn't
in the John
Durkin. Got that in the
Durkin,
Lucky
won the
15.
Marsh at Aintree, won the Betfair Ascot Chase. Like I said, I loved him from Cork. I'm going to give Fakaduderi, and I'm really, really sorry, G-Rod. I reckon Pick Dory's going to chase him home, and I think Shishkin's coming through.
He's the one that I don't fancy, Pick Dory. I don't fancy him. I'll tell you why. Because when he raced against Miller's Bank at Huntingdon, Miller's Bank was absolutely whacked off the board to beat him in the market. So I think that they thought Miller's Bank was going to beat him, and I watched the race back, and I think Miller's Bank should have beaten him at Huntingdon. It was just a tight track. Pick Dory got first run on him, and then Miller's Bank was closing him down on the way to the line. And then again, last time out at Kempton, when
you're going to like that.
When Miller's Bank ran in the King George, an awful lot of money for Miller's Bank in the King George last time. You know that.
They were underwhelmed by him in 6th that day, which to everyone else's eye looked like where he probably ought to be. He was beating 50 lengths. The ground was slightly against him.
The market,
He's a Grade 1 winner, of course.
Really likes this horse, and I'm surprised that the money's not come for him, Miller's Bank, because it usually does.
Yeah. So it's a Peterborough Chase 1, 2, 3, isn't it? Because you've got Pick Dory who beat Miller's Bank and First Flow.
That's my match bet anyway. With I think it was Parky or it was Miller's Bank to beat Pick Dory. That's what I think.
I think Pick Dory was very, very good last time.
He showed something that I didn't think he had.
And I totally agree, because I've always been... Where was I? Was Sandown. I've been a bit iffy about Pick Dory. I ate humble pie last time, so I am going to go Fakaduderi, Pick Dory, Shishkin.
Do you think he's a flat track bully though? Pick Dory, he's got a lot of form on flat tracks. He
has won at Ascot.
To be honest, G-Rod, he just looks a bit...
Not in this company, is he?
He looks a bit different. He looks in better as an overall horse. He just looks a better horse. This year, we're only in February,
They're walking them slowly down to the start. A little parade there for the crowd. He's
So beautiful,
he is
Shishkin.
a very beautiful horse.
So is Altior. They are Hendo horses. God, he always has them looking. I mean, he is stunning, isn't he?
Yeah. Of course, the handicapper has him rated £10 superior to Fakir Duderis. So look, if he goes back to last year's form, pre-champion chase, wins.
Yeah.
And a lot of people would have been expecting him to run in this race anyway, going up in trip. There was lots of talk about him going. But they struggled to get him back, so Tingle Creek, they weren't sure what they were going to get. He just didn't convince me in that at all.
God,
it
no.
might have been the pace, but...
No.
And it's obviously, you know, Edward Stone Greener team on their day cracked 2 milers, but he skew whiff at a couple, wasn't he? Do you remember going out onto the far side? People were like, ooh, what's that?
No, it didn't. It wasn't a pleasing.
And how much did that Clarence House last season take out of Shishkin? We're going to find out. It's exciting side. This is why it's the greatest game.
Certainly looks well, doesn't he? So
looks amazing, and obviously very bullish about the recent schooling sessions. We're hearing it's, you know, A1, but he has got the tongue tie. He has had the wind up. Do they come back? We're about to find out. We're about to find out. I've got time for Pictoria in this.
yeah,
I've got more than G-Rod has.
yeah, I do. I just think he's a bit different this time.
I think First Flow could run well. He likes Ascot. You know, as you know, Dave, I'm not really a ground disciple, am I?
Do you know what? He's got 1 and a 3 next to his name on good ground.
Yeah, I tend to think that
He's just so good on heavy ground.
you can cancel horses out on account of ground. This is what happened to me a lot in the past. I've cancelled horses out on account of ground, only to then go and see them win.
Yeah.
You know, which I find particularly frustrating because even sometimes the trainer says, "Oh, I think the ground will be a bit lively for him," and then he goes and wins, and afterwards the trainer says, "Oh, yeah, love the ground."
Yeah, it's
And
true.
they're like,
It's
"Oh,
true.
quite difficult. So
Should be keeping an eye, by the way, on what's going on at Gowran as well, because the Red Mills chase is over there as well. Oh, en couleur, who probably would have been picked up by Fakir Duderi. Is that controversial for you out there? When he won last time out, I think he's been turned over, has he? I think
hold on. You think that the Fakir Duderi would have beaten Horton Couleur last time out?
I think he would have done. I think the way he quickened up the running,
Well,
I think he would have got him.
And you write analysis for this paper.
I do, and there's a reason why you don't, obviously. There's a reason why you write spotlights
It's worrying, isn't it?
before the race.
It's worrying.
Come on, Shishkin, says Sam.
Come on,
Cady.
Shishkin.
That made me raise the tempo,
Yes,
Sam.
Sam.
Good to see you out there. And Luke Rawson,
Thanks,
I've
Luke.
been enjoying your socials, Luke. Place Lay Shishkin bombs out. It's the Marmite bet of the season, this is it for you
It
out
is.
there. Janadilla's won, by the way.
Janadil.
A horse that's finished second to Allaho in the Ryanair, isn't he? How old is Janadil? Rachel Blackmore. Owen Coleur's no good. That was in the Red Mills. So Janadil has won that. He, again, is talented enough to have a say in a Ryanair. I'm quite happy he has, actually, because that means my preview's going to be a bit easier after this race. Because I've got to write that up.
So what
There's a headache.
prize would I get if I actually got the 1, 2, 3? Just thinking about it.
I mean, what do you want?
Well, I never got my Racing Post calendar a year ago.
A lot of people didn't get them, actually.
Maybe
They're very,
maybe a
very
notepad,
hard to get hold
notebook.
of. You've got to be high bar stuff to get a Race Post desktop calendar.
Maybe a notebook, a pen,
We'll see. We'll see what we can do. All right. Delighted to say we're
a
about to
credit
find
card.
out. Yeah. I think Dom
Got to be
can
very
do
high.
that.
Got to be very high bar to get one of those.
Absolutely. All right. Okay. The Fakir
There
Duderi
we
just
go.
been kept away from the others at the
They're
start here, but he has jumped off absolutely fine. I'm thrilled to say. And we were hoping that I Right might put the pace to the race. Quite right too. They want to see what he can do down in trip against a small field. And we pinged over the first. All over fine. Miller's Bank, perhaps, if you were going to be critical, probably the lowest score of them. Fakir Duderi, very interestingly, on the outside and a tad keen, isn't he?
Yeah, he was quite keen at the start, wasn't he? Like, I mean, going down to start, he was quite keen.
He looks quite keen Shishkin, isn't he? So, I mean, this is already an improvement on what we've seen in recent starts. So
He does.
He's already taken a
Done
good
2
career.
fences, how can you say? This is what you get on this show, you
Because
get
he
fly on the
looks-
wall stuff.
Because he looks a bit more alive.
He does. He looks alive. He looks like he jumped the first well, which hasn't always been the case.
Right, who's going on Shishkin, Cam, then?
Yeah, I'll be on Shishkin Cam, and he's travelling well, Dave. I'm already getting excited. The trophy's coming my way, mate.
I don't like Fakir Duderi.
Were you saying you'd be picky on first first. Oh no.
Miller's Bank, I was a bit picky. Yeah,
I
first
thought
flow wasn't
was a
great
bit
over the second.
sketchy.
This is the real Shishkin's turned up here, Dave.
All right, okay, so here we go. So I write then on the inside of Pick Dory, who at the moment is doing absolutely everything, 10 out of 10, as we go over the fifth fence. Fakir Du Dairies, again, I'm not sure so why. That's obviously a ploy for
No,
JJ
he's
Slevin.
jumping well though.
JJ Slevin's been doing brilliantly, hasn't he, this season? So he's just taken the measure of Shishkin and him are eyeballing each other already on the inside. And again, he is a beautiful horse, isn't he?
Yeah.
He is a beautiful horse. You've absolutely nailed
I
that.
think he's past the post already, Dave Shishkin. He's cruising.
You've gone early there.
I've gone early.
I mean, you've gone a circuit early.
You're premature.
But he's just better than these, isn't he? He's travelling.
You're prem.
He certainly is that. All right, Miller's Bank on the inside then. The sneaky gamble, the sneaky money, said G-Rod, in the market.
Woo,
He's
fuck
seeing them all
again.
on the inside.
Oh,
Oh dear, one's gone.
third fall,
First
first
flow.
flow.
Oh, what a
Wasn't
shame.
Jumping well.
First flow, the Peterborough winner of last season, Dave
a
Bass,
shame.
unfortunately, comes a crop of the horse.
Fakir's in
quickly
trouble,
to his
Dave.
feet.
Fakir's in trouble.
Fakir now sees Shishkin by a length, and on the outside, that's an absolutely fine jump.
Fakir will be
What
all right.
race are you watching? I write at the moment, eyeballing Pit
I bet
Dory.
Shishkin's long odds on him running now.
Oh, I was
is
going
a
to say
lot.
Bass is fine.
Showing real well.
He's not, actually. He's around. Well, he has gone clear favourite now. Pick Dory now. The one they don't like on the exchange is Fakir Du Dairy because he's gone wide, he's a little bit keen, and he sees them in at the moment. This is slightly different ground for Fakir as well than, of course, he's been cantering in Ireland. All right, Natalie Graeme, if you had to switch allegiance, or are you firmly still with the Fakir?
Well, I can't change that. I mean, yeah, okay, there's not. But listen, don't you panic. We've got a bit of time.
I'm not a
8
panicker.
of 17. I think Fakir he's just getting his little breath. He's jumping well. Pick Dory looks pleasing, I'd say. And Shishkin, it's just great to see him with the enthusiasm that we have missed. He definitely looks happier.
He definitely does. He flew that one, Shishkin.
This could be, if first flow's still not jumping very well, even loose. This could be a very exciting.
This is
finish
past the
this
post
good.
already. This is.
My right is
Shishkin's
starting
gonna
to
win.
feel the pace now. As we come up, we're on the far side. Still quite a long way to go, guys, by the way. Miller's Bank needs to get a shift on if he's going to reward that sneaky money.
Your Fakir's struggling here.
No,
struggling.
don't you worry. He's not.
This is Shishkin all the way.
He's not. He's all
They're
right.
going to hit the red zone at some point, isn't he?
Jumping
And
well,
that again
okay,
was a
but-
superb jump from Shishkin. It almost took him into the lead. Pick Dory then. What have we got? We've still got around about 5 or 6 fences to go. I think it went in. Again, Fakir did literally lose a place there.
He did. I mean, we're not looking great, but
As we saw last time out of Thurlers, he's just being ridden for that explosive burst, isn't he, at the moment? So the Ryanair market hinges on this, doesn't it, basically? Because Pick Dory wouldn't be out of it at all if he went for a crack. They weren't sure about it at the start of the season, but he's been man from a boy, I think, this season.
Pick Dory's
And at the
having a
moment, he's
lovely
not to beat.
time.
He really is.
He's having a great ears
Harry
pricked. He's
Compton's
looking at his...
so good to watch over a fence,
Yeah.
isn't he? JJ Slevin he's not happy with Fakir Du Dairy, I don't think.
He misses every fence, Fakir. He's just slow at every single fence.
The market's still got him in his second fav though on the exchange in running.
Oh,
Pick Dory,
Dory
I think
missed
about
that
that one. That will now Dicko de Boinville will be thinking to himself also about stamina here, won't he?
Shishkin's cruising here.
All right, here we go then. This is 4 out, isn't it? All right, and
Come on,
again, Fakir Du
Fakir, you're
Dairy
all
just
right,
losing a bit
mate.
of ground in the air. Fakir Du Dairy. Here we go then. We've got 3 to go now. All right, 3 to go. And at the moment, Shishkin, you've got to have him low, haven't you?
he's
What will
taking
he
it
find?
up, Shishkin, he's
Wow,
going to
okay,
front.
this is it. Oh, G-Rod might be
Real
taking the trophy
Shishkin.
on me. Fakir Du Dairy badly outpaced. It hasn't gone to plan for last year's winner. At the moment, Paul Nicholls, Nicky Henderson, all of a sudden, Nico de Boinville just asking him a slight question. Fakir Du Dairy is desperately trying to get back into it, but he's got around about 6 lengths to find coming to 2 out. What will Pick
Come on,
Dory
Shishkin, pick
find?
him up.
What will Shishkin find? Over he goes, 2 out and he's in the lead. And the
Away.
question
Shishkin's
is,
away.
quite a bit. Pick Dory now just struggling to go with him. It looks like he's back, guys.
back.
This,
Shishkin's
look
back.
at this. G-Rod's
Shishkin's
absolutely
back.
loving life. Could we be seeing the real deal back again? This will be
Come
some
on,
training effort,
Shishkin.
really, because he has looked absolutely marvellous.
Shishkin
here.
is back.
Fakir Du Dairy
That's
didn't really
awesome.
look happy.
That's
He's walking in
awesome.
3rd. Shishkin is back, everyone. Wow, and if you went to Ascot today, what a treat. He's won by around, 12 lengths, and Nico de Boinville up in his irons. The relief from Team 7 Barrows must be absolutely huge. Congratulations to all out there, the Donnellys as well. This beautiful horse has done absolutely everything right. And he's just wanted a trip there, Nat Green, isn't he?
I mean,
Wow.
what racing fan human in the world wouldn't be flipping delighted to see that? That is just, I don't even care about this scarf. It's
It's very rare that you
wonderful.
pick up a scarf. Oh, look. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Get it where it's due. He's pipped me at the last, which is a very difficult thing for me to say.
What were you saying about the tipping?
The Racing Post's number one tipster takes out the Racing Post Live Trophy.
This was awesome.
On Ascot Chase Day, what a magnificent jump. He was keen, wasn't he, Nico, not to ask for everything until coming to the last. They probably got previous battles in mind. They've probably got future targets in mind. And Pic D'Orhy, again, people will use him to bash this form with, I imagine, because it's Pic D'Orhy. He's not a Cheltenham horse. You've got to be a Cheltenham horse. But they have broken Fakir Durham.
Yeah.
He just did not jump well enough.
Into around about evens, we're hearing for the Ryanair. No, Allaho, we've got another shorty. 11 to 4 was a crazy price. Bit of after timing from Tom Leach. I know, I saw you earlier, Tom. Get in, says the Braddy G. 2 to 1. Bargain. Beautiful. And look, what a way to bow out of this afternoon's show. Look, you're going to get all your quotes from Hendo, Nico, and the beaten horses as well in the showpiece around about 6 p.m. Check that out in your members club and in the paper tonight, the digital edition. We know what the front page is going to be. It's been a great afternoon's racing. Whenever there's top jumps racing, this is really good stuff.
That's made the day, though. It's not easy to get these horses back. And some people, you know, were saying Nicky wraps his horses in cotton wool. Some people say this. So there's always going to be opinion. That's why we like racing. But, yeah, I mean, to see a horse come back, to see a superstar come back, it's...
Does he win the Ryanair?
Well, on that performance, what else is going to beat him in the Ryanair on that performance?
G-Rod.
Yeah.
It's his banker material now.
On that performance.
Yeah.
And he'll have a good preparation
Hard to
now.
beat, isn't he, at Cheltenham now?
Yeah.
That's for sure.
This is a race that has historically bottomed some very famous horses going to Cheltenham. Corto Star would be one of them. They came here and they won it. Masterminded, I remember, used to have a tough race.
I think Shishkin's enjoyed feeling what he used to feel. He's obviously
It's just his second run of the season.
He'll be so lightly raced.
Come on, says Sam Caney. I'm gassed. He says, great to see Shishkin back, says Neil Francis. Wow. All right. Amazing stuff. That was great to watch, wasn't it?
Let's hope that's your Ryanair winner.
Yeah, the poster boy is back, isn't he?
He's gorgeous.
Marvellous. Let's
Oh
get
my
the scoreboard up. And congratulations to G-Rod for the first time. It had to happen soon, didn't it? Sometime, I suppose. And there he is, 14 points on the board. I'm in second. And Natalie Green.
Oh,
Single figures.
yeah, it's not ideal, is it?
Single figures. She's going to be very difficult to be with in the pub after this. But which was where we're going now, guys. Listen, thanks for watching us. It's been another great show. It's been a pleasure to be back on a day like this. We've got Kempton, we've got the Ida. Melrose is back for that next week. We're going to have lots and lots of fun. Be with us around about 1 p.m. next week. For myself, Natalie Green, G-Rod, and Mission Control. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.